Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting-edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff, and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed still a thing. Can I get a wee audio check in the chat? And I will say some hellos. Emma G saying welcome to the dark side. Indeed, welcome to the dark side. The wonderful Emma G. Mr. Slim's here. What about you, chum? Glad to have you aboard. Ugly Truth. Glad to have you here. Well, yes. With a song from the Waffle House. We're all racist now. We're all racist now. Sansom saying he's not here. He's probably, I'm going to guess he's in the green room in a previous stream. Pack is in. What about you, chum? Anglo, evening, brother. Glad to have you here. Oh, and here we go. Fixed Logic, the old lush, has arrived. I'm not quite 100%. I would almost guarantee that's not the original Fixed Logic. We will see whether or not they make an appearance today. But I would like to get the old lush in for the call-in show. That would be good. Amanda Lee's in. Emma's telling me that the audio is proper strong one. And go, oh. Sandra's spicy Spanish salami sandwich. And I managed to get that out. So there we go. Glad to hear you've got a nice comfy fallout shelter. You may need one. I don't know, Toffee. We may get someone wants to talk about mud floods. We may not. I'm going to broach a little bit of that subject shortly in the show notes, but there you go. Black Pigeon Paled. Evening, chum. Glad to have you here. Look forward to it. I'm going to stick the link in a minute, but it'll go in quite mud floods and soil. Excellent. Hashtags about somewhere. I missed the hashtag comment, but I did see Anglo saying hello to him. Even hashtag Freezy Peaches in from the Waffle House. Very good. We've got a sheepdog on the farm. I'm not even going to pretend I know what the sheepdog's on about. So there we go. That's all the hellos done. And now I'm going to do the housekeeping. Get the show notes up. Let's Sansom sorts out the show notes for everybody and sends them around and keeps this whole thing on track. So here we go. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Regs and Jack will be talking with the one and only Big Joe Marsh. So that'll be good. On Monday, 8 p.m., Sansom, DJ, and Toffee are back with another Trump, something or other, big long word beginning with T, Trump Fate of Truth stream. We'll talk about what's going on in the world and take the piss out of it. Good show. And I should have said this earlier, but I'm doing it now. Anybody came from Bonnie Lad's stream, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for coming on over to my stream. And anybody that's in here listening to this madness doesn't watch whatever Bonnie Lad or Sanson is doing earlier on Saturday night, you're missing out, because if you like my stuff, you will like their stuff. We have very similar views on a lot of things. Enough that you're going to get on with people on that chat as well too. So there you go. There's that. John Davison on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. Other two shout-outs that I do like to do. One is Courage is a Cure, who you will find on YouTube or Rumble or Facebook or God knows where else. Robin puts out all her stuff, but she does a decent show. And as always, Dave's Waffle House every weeknight at 8:30 on the YouTubes. If you want somewhere to hang out, have an interesting, somewhat interesting conversation with a bunch of decent people and talk about stuff of no real importance and have a laugh, that's the place to go. Personally, I treat that as R&R, rest and relaxation, away from heavy subjects. So you've got that as an option. It's all very good. There's Martin W's in. Glad to have you here. Yes, it does look like there's a bit of a Middle East war going. To be totally honest with you, there seems to have been stuff that happened today. I was leaving Amagi back up home, and on the way back, they were talking on the radio about there's some places have got their air, their airspace closed off and whatnot. What all's happening, I honestly don't know. So don't want to end that, because it's bad enough me talking whenever I know about the subject, but whenever stuff that I don't know about, it's probably best for me to not talk about that until I have got the information. There's Robert Ingerman. Evening. Yes, go ahead and hit the dislike. It probably does do better in the algorithm. But here's the thing. Like or dislike, it just counts as engagement, and it's good for getting new people here. Although we have had some new people here, one being Fixed Logic, and I'm not sure if that was a bonus. Yes, doing a call-in show tonight. I'm going to try to keep it to one or two people on a time, and then maybe rotate people around. What I probably should do is get this invite in the chat, and it's fastest fingers first. Give it a whirl. Come in and have a chat, and we'll talk about mad stuff. I'm up to talk about pretty much everything and anything. The only thing I will say about the Fixed Logic, well, obviously you will say that because you've now got the name. So yeah. And Amaji is outing the old lush as Al Mac. Yeah. Well, one thing is, my pronoun of attack helicopter did seem to come out just a little bit last week. I'm going to try to rein that in. But sometimes things spring up and you just cannot help it. Oh, and the fastest finger first has arrived, and it would seem to be Mr. Neil Oliver. Good evening, sir.
Sorry, mate, I couldn't resist.
That actually was a good one.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a try.
Yes,
you know, I try my arm because I don't get to see it most evenings, but I try and chance my arm every now and again on the old Dave's Waffle House. Folks, honestly, it's as mad as I don't know what it is. It's as mad as a box of frogs, but it's compelling.
Yeah,
It's quite compelling,
yeah,
and he comes out because he's forever singing because he's got. I
yeah.
mean, he was a muso, wasn't he? And he's clearly got a very good voice,
Yeah.
but
That was his profession until COVID.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's he done music around gigging with bands and whatnot, and the holiday places and like Butlins type thing. Uh,
yeah,
that was his profession, and then COVID came and they closed down all the venues.
yeah.
So his yeah, and Dave's Waffle saying that he heard he's a get.
I am
Dave, by the
again.
way, the link is there for you, Dave. You know, if you want to come on and discuss anything, you're very welcome. But yes, it is incredibly compelling. Uh, you don't know what's going to happen next.
But wait, because I thought, am I getting something wrong here? When he sings a song, yeah,
Yeah,
if you get it, or if you
right.
know what it is and you put it in, you're supposed to get points, aren't you?
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. I have had quite a few of them.
He never gives me any points.
Well,
He
here's a
just says, "Oh, I'm not giving Sense many points because he's a useless fat bastard." So I don't know.
right,
Is that anti-fatty or something? I don't
right.
know.
No,
Is it?
I can explain this to you. You turned up last night, and there was no points to be had. Because the previous competition had closed and the new one hasn't started yet. So
Ah,
there
right. Okay.
are
So it's not. Ah, right. So it's not that
right,
I'm not getting any points. It's just that
right.
when I
You
turn up in a stream, he says, "Right, there's no points tonight."
right, no, two, no. He'll do points for a while whenever there's a competition. Like the last one was the very lovely tobacco tents and stuff, and I
They look mint. Like I
oh
say, they look
I
mint.
well I've got a I can do a very quick product review because I did actually win one. Uh,
You win everything, you fucker. You know, you haven't got space in your house left. It's just Dave. Your house looks like Dave Waffle's house. Mark II, you've got that much of his shit in there. You win everything. You know what I mean? Fucker.
all I can say is I I have said many a time that I'm not that fast with typing in songs. I'm just faster than all the stoned people.
Well, I always maintain that Wikipedia looks up 42 for answers.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Toffee, yep, just drop yourself into the Waffle House some night, some evenings. It's good crack. Nah, the original, well, whenever you arrive in, because you've been on a steady diet of streams where topics are discussed and there's information divulged and all, it's a bit of a head fuck because there's none of that. Right? You're not going to leave that stream with very much old information, but you will have had a laugh. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. You know, and as Amma G said, the competitions are a bit of a sham.
Oh, I take these very seriously, as you can tell. Do you
Yeah.
know? Do
Oh,
you know the only? I'm only interested because I, you know, I've made it. You know, some people they make their life's mission to go to the moon. Let's say, for instance, William's not in the chat, so
oh, right.
I can say we might have gone, but we probably didn't go to the
Probably
moon.
didn't know.
Other people's make it their mission to try and cure cancer. Other
Yep.
people make it their mission to try and solve world hunger. My mission in life now that I'm in my dotage, is to win Dave Wafflehouse's Mr. Hanky. I need Dave Wafflehouse's Mr. Hanky. I am aiming for that. That is my target in life. Once I get that, that is the panacea of a win. you know, curing cancer, solving
Yep.
world poverty, and all this shit. Throw it in the bin. I will have Dave Wafflehouse's Mr. Hanky. It
Yep.
will be mine. It shall be mine.
Well, the other thing that don't need a longer lasting light bulb. Uh,
Hey, did you read about that? There's a good history on the Howard light bulb there, because they used to last for hundreds of years, and they had to manufacture in, um, you know, failures into the light
oh
bulb, because all the light bulb companies at the time realized that they weren't getting any resales, and there was this consortium, and they actually, if they found that a certain manufacturer's light bulb was lasting longer than what they determined, they'd fine them. Do you ever read that one? That's a true story, that.
no, but I'll tell you what I do know. See if you want your light bulbs to last longer, never turn them off.
Yeah.
What damages the element in a light bulb is not it burning; it's it turning off and on. If you leave your light bulbs on, they will not burn out. But you've got to then balance that against the electricity use.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, that's one of the byproducts of the, you know, the heating up, and every even tungsten, which is what most filaments are made from. If you heat and cool them, heat and cool them, heat and cool them repeatedly, they become more brittle and therefore more susceptible to breakages. So
Yep.
it's just a factor of physics. Um, you know, but there you go. Oh, I tell you what, I did see a mint experiment that was going on, where, because if you take the glass off a bulb, a tungsten filamented bulb, and you switch it on, it doesn't just go bump. It actually does heat up, but eventually, because it reacts with the oxygen, it goes too bright, and then it deforms. But I saw somebody who took the bulb off a tungsten filament light bulb and dipped it into liquid nitrogen,
Right.
and then switched it on. And basically, as long as there's liquid nitrogen there, which how are you going to get your hand on liquid nitrogen? That filament will never burn out, because um, the when it heats up, as soon as it heats up, it's surrounded by nitrogen gas, which is 100% inert, and therefore it doesn't oxidize in the same way. Even though most light bulbs are filled with nitrogen gas, over time they do start to, you know, draw in air sources from the outside. So that's what causes them to go pop. But yeah, if you look up at when they first brought out the light bulbs, there were light bulb companies where their bulbs would last, you know, years and years and years and years. And they said, hold on a minute, this is not a very good business model, because we want people to buy these, because it got the original market covered. So, you know, at the time when houses were just going to electric rather than gas lamp lit houses, you know, they got the original market. So there was a never-ending supply of new market to sell these things to. But once that had become saturated, then, oh, hold on a minute, you know, those original bulbs that we made, yeah, they're a bit too
Good.
reliable, aren't they? We need to start manufacturing into them. What is it called? Redundancy. So sort of
Yep.
manufactured redundancy, so that we get to sell them again. And there actually was a consortium. I think it's even on, you know, Wikipedia, that place that comes to you for answers.
Yeah.
There's even a story about it on there. It's a true story where they, you know, sort of had to agree to make the production quality slightly, because they used to be vacuum built back then. They weren't filled with nitrogen gas; they were vacuum based. So the old bulbs of the, you know, the early days of the light bulb, they were vacuum based. So if you threw one on the ground, it made a loud pop as the vacuum. So they had to manufacture in slightly less good seals and everything, so that over time oxygen would eventually get itself in there, and then they would burn out. So yeah, it's a very, very interesting story, actually. Is that Thomas Edison? Edison built. So Edison was on the East. He's a good one for you, yeah. I believe, although the first moving pictures, they think were made by a Scottish bloke in the 1860s or something like some bloke. But Edison apparently had his projection machine, and he had the rights to the moving picture machines that were taken off in the west coast of America. And a certain group of people who are now very prevalent in media circles, shall we say, because they didn't want to pay Edison the rights to his invention, they fucked off to this desert called California and built this massive film industry like Metro Goldwyn Mayer and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, don't read anything to those surnames, because they wanted to avoid paying Edison any royalties. You
Oh,
couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up.
oh, I've another one for you. Do you know where the term gaslighting comes from?
Them gas lamps, yeah. Yeah.
No, gaslighting. Right, are you familiar with the term gaslighting, as in it means to try to mess with somebody's mind and make them think that they're crazy?
Yeah, well, I've read the book. So it was some woman who married this gent in this home, this
Oh,
home, this Victorian home, and she always knew when there
no,
was somebody in this.
that's not where it came from.
Is it not? Go on
The
then.
term gaslighting was already there. And the woman who wrote that book about a woman being harassed by her husband used the term was already existing.
All right. Okay.
Right.
Well, tell
And
me. This is why Wikipedia comes to you, mate. Come
right,
on, let me
yes.
know.
Now the reason why they stopped the research at that bit is because they can blame all gaslighting on men and said it's a male characteristic. Because it was But what happened was, see, whenever Telsa came up with his form of electricity,
Yeah.
was I'm not sure if it was AC or DC, but right, the good one that we use.
Yeah.
Uh, the
Is that the
people
one
who,
that sang Back in Black? Yeah.
yeah, that would be them, right? Because you've got alternating current, something deviating current or something like that, and one of them can go long distances, and the other one can't, right? Well, the people who have brought out the first electric, it was the stuff that could only do short distances. And
Yeah.
then Telsa came out with his electric that could go long distance, was either AC or DC, right?
Yeah.
One of them, yes, the good one, the one that we currently use, right? Uh, Direct current, and so these people, they were losing out on their electricity infrastructure and sales because there was a better thing coming along. And what they did was they caused no, actually it wasn't. It was the people who owned the gas streetlights. The people who owned and operated the gas streetlights, whenever the streetlights were going to electric, they started killing dogs and stuff and faking accidents with the electric to try to keep their uh, market of gas lights as opposed to electric, and that's where the term gaslighting came from. So there you go.
Well, that's yeah. Well, I didn't realise that. I do know. I do know that in in the war, which would be the Second World War, because it's my
Yep.
great uncle, so that would be the Second World War. He was a because they had the ARP wardens, which were like the air raid patrol
Yep.
wardens, but they also had the gaslight wardens to make sure that none of the gaslights had been, because people could turn. They used to have people used to go around and set the lights and then set them off. That was a job during the day. It used to be an answer. Originally it was a full-time job of putting the gas lamps on. You know, it was um, a heralded position, shall we say, in society for as a gaslight operative. But then it became more of a regional thing. So they used to have monitors sort of make sure that the lights were on at a certain time and off at a certain time, because they didn't used to, because everybody respectable would be back home after the pubs, basically. You know, the pubs used to
Yep.
shut a lot earlier than what they used to do now. So as soon as it was chucking out time, and a lot of the times the pissheads that came out of the pubs were the ones that that would have turning off the gas lights and everything. But my uncle used to be a gaslight warden during the Second World War. So I don't know when. So there must have been. How long ago were gas lamps? I mean,
They're
if they
not
still
that
had a
long.
warden,
Uh, it because my mum and dad were alive during the Second World War. They were kids during the Second World War, and they
yeah,
can remember gaslights and they can
yeah,
remember it turning.
yeah. So it must have been right. Yeah, he was because, like I say, you had a lot of these wardens had day jobs basically. So they were whatever they were doing in a day job, and then after
Oh,
night they would be ARP wardens or
fuck!
um,
I've a good story from the shipyard about the gaslights.
well, he was a
Y-
when shipyards were a thing. He was what was called a catcher.
Yep.
Are you familiar with that term, the catcher?
From the
So
riveting, from hot rivets.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So you would have a bloke so many decks above where they were riveting the panels in the dry dock,
Yep.
and they'd have this big charcoal burning furnace that were keeping these rivets red hot, like literally
Yep.
between red and white hot, high temperatures, and you'd have a riveter. And you'd have two riveters, one either side, the riveter and the riveter, or the riveter's mate, who was basically an apprentice, yeah. And what would happen is the bloke above, he would wait for the signal from the catcher who was wearing asbestos gloves. He would drop the ingot down, the red hot, like red, white hot ingot, pop rivet down to his hands. He'd
Yep.
put it in the hole, and then the two riveters would hammer the shit out of it and rivet the
Yep.
two pieces of metal together. So he was a catcher in the
Yep.
shipyard.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a guy in the shipyard in Belfast. Every Friday was going along with a set of ladders cleaning the lights around the gas lights. And then whenever he got to the end of the shipyard, he went straight on up D Street and started continued cleaning the ones in the street. And it was a brave while later. What they found out was the fucker was stealing a set of ladders every Friday. So he'd come along, put the ladder up, go up, clean a fucking clean the lamp, go down, move along to the next one. Went straight out of the shipyard with it and on the public road,
Yeah.
stealing a set of ladders every Friday. Oh, with a newcomer. Uh, Interesting thing. Uh, we had an old lush in the chat, and then they disappeared. And Al Mac arrived. I don't know what's been happening.
That's weird, isn't it? You know, it's just you just never know. The only danger is I think I'm probably nearly as pissed as Vic's logic was last week. That's just look, Vix, if you're listening to this, please come on, please come on. That was amazing. Oh, Sensen, well, I think it's the first time we spoke actually. What honor it is to be on with you, mate. Big fan of all your stuff. Brilliant, brilliant. And if you want to know all about that stuff you're talking about, believe it or not, there's a track on the latest. Why can't you see my fucking picture?
Mercury's
There's
Rising.
no Tesla. There's
Yep.
a
Oh,
track.
Nikola
There's a track
Tesla.
on Tesla. There's a track on the new Justice Kane album, which does feature 42,
Yep.
called Tesla, and it talks a lot about that stuff about Edison and Marconi and how he was ripped off and
Yeah, how it
basically
stole his money.
cunted off. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was actually listening to that today.
Yeah, good. Yeah, nice one,
I
bro.
I had the album on this afternoon. I had the album on this morning whenever I was pottering about getting stuff sorted out.
Yeah, when I'm out and about in the car and that, I wait it on this. What's really nice when I think I said this to you before, when you finish a project, I tend to put it in a cupboard. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I won't listen to it for a while because it's so intense when you're doing the final mixes and the mastering and stuff. That I'll
Yeah, that's
you know,
ear fatigue is a real thing, isn't it?
yeah, and you just it's so intense when you're working on the tracks that when it's done, you put it away and think, right, I'll now move on. And usually a couple of months afterwards, you listen to it, and you can then listen to it in a completely different way. You can hear it in the same way that any other listener would listen to it, and either enjoy it, and sometimes you think, oh, I wish I'd put a little bit more 7.5K on that guitar or
Yeah,
something stupid like that.
yeah,
But you've let it go, you've let it out into the wild, and you have to live with it, and which is good, because if you don't finish the project, you'll tweak it forevermore.
yeah.
Oh, I have a question about that. Did one of the tracks from that turn up on a radio station somewhere?
Yeah, I got a message from DistroKid, which is the distribution service that I use on my label, Contagious label, and Heart, was it Heart FM or one of them? I got
Yeah,
an email, and I forwarded it to you, didn't I?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just a random thing that they were doing off a playlist off Spotify. I've no idea, but yeah, so it's quite nice, and it's quite
It,
nice.
Did they
when
say what track it was? Because that's
No,
interesting.
no, they
Oh,
didn't. No, they didn't. No.
Well, whenever I looked into it, they have radio stations, they have podcasts, they have quite a few things going on that on their like radio. It's like they do like a talk radio plus music radio. So it doesn't
Right.
even you can't even figure out exactly what show it was on, but somebody somewhere
No.
found it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's weird. No, it's all cool. It's really good. And I did mention it to Toffee earlier. I know he's in the chat there, but the dog stream with Rags and Jacks last week was just fucking brilliant. And his story about his aunt,
Yeah.
it just
yeah.
had me choking up, mate. Honestly, it had me choking up. I'm a big dog person. I'd love to be on a panel for for the next one. I did message Rags to say that, but that just had me choking. It really did, and I'm not easily choked up. Trust me, mate. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
I'm a street lad from Luton.
I'm gonna be meeting your doggo soon.
You are, and I have actually told him that you're not a fan of dogs because you said that you prefer cats because no dog has ever dobbed anyone in for drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
No.
so look, he's a Belgian Malinois. He's got a big gob full of fucking teeth, and and they got your name on it, mate. Honestly, 42, they've got your name on it.
Is it? Do you say a Malamute? What I would say is a Malamute. Is that? Am I
No,
saying it
no,
wrong?
no, 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 it's completely different. Like a Malamute, I think you're saying. No, Malinois, Belgian Malinois is a Belgian. I think it's three types of Belgian Shepherd, and one of them is a Belgian Malinois. So
All right.
whenever you see any TV or film where there's a security dog or the police or it's just doing some kind of security thing, you'll see this dog, which at a glance you'll think, oh, it's a German Shepherd, but a short head. But it won't be. For the last 10 years, it has been Belgian Malinois. And
Yeah.
you ever seen the film John Wick 3? I think it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
See the two dogs that are in that film.
Yeah.
That what's the actress name? The black girl with the short hair. She has
I
two.
don't know.
She has two dogs that have got Kevlar bodysuits, and they jump and they climb up walls and they jump into moving vehicles and all that shit.
That's them.
They're Belgian Malinois. They're Belgian Malinois. So every time you see a dog on the news or in a film of the last 5 years, it'll be a Mally, and they're basically they're like a German Shepherd on crack. They're mental.
All I
Nice.
would say is just before we let Rory in, because Rory, I love to hear Rory speak. But one thing I would just like to say, Al, Thank you very much for your kind words earlier on, but I have to say I'm in awe of you, mate, because your production skills, I could only dream of them. And like I say, I like to take the piss, as you know, and so I've had several ideas on parody tracks. So if you want the lyrics to some piss taking stuff, I love to see that. But it's just a bit of fun for me. I when I hear stuff what you've produced, the stuff that you did with 42 and Justice Kane, I'm like, I'm such a rank amateur. it's it's like,
Mate,
but I understand. Sorry, mate. Sorry,
Yeah, send some you think that's good. See, after I listen to the songs that Al's produced, I have to
Yeah.
go back to listen to my fucking natural voice.
Your
no,
voice
no,
is great, mate.
he's got a great voice, and I recognise
Yeah.
that. See, no sense, mate. I've heard you've bigged me up many times, and I've heard that, and I really, really appreciate it. And it's really, it's great to be appreciated. I've been doing it a while, but and I sometimes have to work on things that I don't want to do, for money. It's a job as well. But mate, it's absolutely love it. Thank you very, very much, and any appreciation I get, it doesn't matter. It's not when you go and do a gig, a venue that you played 100 times. It's like you're only as good as your last gig, and and if it's a bit of a slow night, it just brings you down. You forget about all of the you need that feedback from the audience. No, but thanks a lot, man. It means a lot, honestly.
Yeah, and I understand what you mean about ear fatigue, because I oftentimes, I mean, I just most of my watch list on stuff like YouTube is basically from producers giving tips about certain production techniques, etc. And I try and do my best, especially getting the mix right and doing this, and then the final little bit of dust on the mastering and all that caper. Never sounds professional, but you do things, and I get to a point where if I'm doing something, and like AI now is probably beating the shit out of me, and I don't care, because I don't do I'm just a hobbyist. I do it for myself, and I chuck little bits of music here and there to different people. And
Oh, you do a great job. I've heard a lot of your stuff. It's really, really good. I know like synth and loop bass and stuff like that, but it's great. You've got the ear for it, mate. It's really good.
Well, I chucked a couple of bits and bobs over to That's Life, But Not As We Know. I actually did a proper piece for him that was not very busy, because he wanted to overlay quite a bit of dialogue over it for when he did the interview with Bartsy Brell. But I chucked him a bit. Oh, got to be sometime last year. I said, "Oh, this is quite good. It's a bit synth wavy," and I said, "If you can find a use for that, mate, just use it." And I forgot about it, and then 3 or 4 months, or 2 or 3 months later, he pulls out a video which was like literally a parody. Well, it wasn't a parody. It was They Live, the film They Live, but it was the bit where they were interviewing Roddy Piper, and Roddy Piper was saying, "Yeah, isn't it strange how They Live sort of looks more like a documentary than a film these days." And the music he used as the lead up to the Roddy Piper thing was mine. I was listening. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I wonder where you got. Wait a minute, that's fucking mine. Hold on a minute.
Awesome.
Because
Awesome.
you do forget, don't you, at times? But anyway, it would be remiss of me not to dip out, because obviously you've got other guests to come on. The wonderful Rory Herbert's here. Hello, Rory. How are you doing, mate? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, good evening, Samson. Please don't dip out right now. I've just emailed 42 with an article in Forces News yesterday about your beloved leader of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer.
Dame Keir, yes.
And absolutely, Dame Keir. And I thought if he could check his email, then it might be a good topic of discussion. 42.
Right, hold on. I'm getting it up now.
That's great. It's an article, and there is a live video of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people read Forces News. I subscribe to it, but I get really upset.
How long is this video?
About 3 minutes, 42. That's all.
Right. We might or might not play the video. Fuck.
If not, we could just read the article through.
Yeah, I'll read the article. Hold on. I need to shift it across to somewhere else now. This is fucking not right. Okay. Hello, am I still here? Hello. Right. Yep. I'm
Hello.
going yeah. Right. That's okay. Right. That's okay.
Hello.
No, you're not. 42. You're not there. You're not there now.
Yeah, I have a.
Oh, pal, right, mate.
A technical issue there. Right. Here we go. We've now got. What are we on? Sir Keir Starmer has said decades of commitment to nuclear defence will be guaranteed if Labour wins the next election. I don't care what the fuck government we get. There's none of them are going to fucking give up nukes. That's just not going to happen. The Labour leader visited Barrow-in-Furness, the home of Britain's dreadnought nuclear submarines, and vowed to continue his commitment to carry the country's defence, and he backed and strengthened the UK's nuclear deterrent. He also described his party as a pioneer in defence, saying Labour has a long tradition and history when it comes to defence. It has a long history of fucking avoiding spending any money on defence. The nuclear deterrent is something which was pioneered by a previous Labour government. NATO itself was a treaty signed by the then Labour government. It wouldn't matter whether you had Labour or Conservative at the time, they were both going to go to Labour. They were both going to go nuke. If you go to Brussels and have a look at the original treaty, it's got the Labour. So fucking what? He added in the tradition and consistent with that history, I'm here in Barrow today to make a very important commitment in relation to our nuclear deterrent. Sorry, is this cunt Prime Minister or something? What's Keir Starmer's job? Just in case I've gone mad, is he not the leader of the Labour Party?
Well, absolutely, but
right. Well, what the fuck's he doing here? He should have been kicked out of that facility. He's there talking as if he's a prime minister whenever he's not.
Well, this is why I thought you might find it interesting. 42.
We are in a more volatile world than we have been for many years, and that is a cause of great concern. You caused most of it, you fucking wanker. That's why we have to fully support our armed forces across all services. Good. And can you implement the covenant in full and provide services for our veterans and actually maybe get our military to a size that's worthy of the country and not the fucking...
And to be able to defend our country properly, exactly.
Yeah.
42, I had to send this to you because I just couldn't believe it. You know, there's not a word of truth in it. It's like, let's have some votes.
It's made up bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Spanish chicken, just say what you mean. He's a cahunta, ha ha ha. He is doing it well. Yeah, it's fucking nuts, mate. this would be the same Labour that had Bitchute people at its conventions. This is the same Labour Party that have anti-British Army stuff at every convention.
That were waving communist flags many years ago. Remember that?
No, never mind. Never mind what they did many years ago. At the Labour Party conference every year, there's groups there that are against the British Army and blame them for all sorts of shit. This is just so disingenuous. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the Conservatives are a friend of our armed forces either. I think what they've done is absolutely shite. But
0 seats.
Yep. Well, I would agree with that. 42. Everyone's got 0 seats.
Budgie Burger. Most of my best friends are fucking wankers. You know. Budgie, you're
and they're all in the chat right now.
Yeah, but Budgie's worth the entry fee to this stream on its own just for his comments. They're fucking class. I love it. But
Budgie's brilliant. He's so funny.
No, all I can really say is I believe absolutely nothing what that Labour cunt says, and he ain't going to help the armed forces at all.
But exactly. But I mean, going back. Sorry, Ahmed, carry on.
Sorry, Roy. Sorry to butt in on you. Toffee was just asking if you were heavily involved in the moon landings. I know you and Toffee have got a bit of a thing for each other at the moment. So,
well, it depends how you define a thing.
you can take it however you want it.
Well, exactly. We have a banter, let me put it politely. Yeah, we do. But as far as the moon landing goes, no, I'm afraid not. I did as a child, giving away my age now. I did actually watch it on black and white television. I was about 7, I think, something like that.
Yeah, well, I watched it on black and white television too, in a caravan park in Castle Rock with my family. But because it was on the TV, doesn't mean it actually happened on the moon. Which brings me on to another interesting topic.
We're not going to have a moon landing debate tonight, are we?
No, I know our pals in, so we'll get on to the mudflats.
Actually, there's that. Actually, I've got some breaking news for you. Our pal and I are in the beginning of talks about having our pal on a regular basis, where we talk about all sorts of conspiracies. The moon landing's going to be one. The flat Earth will be one. The mud floods will be one. Helen fucking Keller and her. I don't believe she invented that sign language. I really don't. And what's fun? What's going to be really good and really fun about this is our pal and I, we don't know fuck all about this shit. We're just going to go in and talk about it as two lay people. Hopefully, we're going to get that organized, and that'll be coming up in the future. Sansom, you have put something into the bottom. Do you want that on the stage?
It's just a screen, mate. This is what we should be going for. Yeah, there you go. 0 seats for the Conservatives and Reform UK. Yeah. 0 seats.
Z in the chat for 0 seats.
Yeah, Z in the chat for 0 seats. That's what and that includes Conform UK after their absolute cowardice at throwing 5 now of their so-called members under the bus for stating perfectly normal and accurate opinions.
Not only that
Historically,
sense, not only that sense, they actually stated stuff that was in their sort of manifesto as well,
yeah,
and
exactly.
just Richard Tice, what an absolute cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
well, it's conform to hope, not hate, isn't it? That's what they're
yes,
doing.
yeah. I mean, Richard Tice has proved himself to be Nick Lowell's bitch. So if that's the strength of a party you want, I don't want any of these buggers, Tories or Reform UK. No seats for them. I've already set out my stall. I want a 600 seat majority for Labour. And people laugh and go, "Oh, you don't mean?" I do mean that, because the uneducated. Because I know Martin W is in the chat now, and he said, "Well, the Tories and Labour are no different. The centrist parts of the Tory and Labour are no different, because that was the thing that Blair wanted. He wanted that mono-party centrist, so it didn't matter if it was Tory or Labour in power. You'd get the same shit all the time, which basically meant things would get a lot worse every year and every administration, but nobody cares, because we'll just promise the people what they want and then we'll deliver nothing. None of these fuckers have delivered a pint of milk in the last 30 odd years, 35 years nearly. So,
yeah, well, the thing is, Samson, I mean, all these sort of middle Labour and middle Conservative MPs do is they, when they're in the House of Commons, which isn't very often, but when they go there, they go to lunch in the restaurant, and they're all around the same tables talking to each other and buying one another drinks. They're all on the taxpayer.
Yes, but here's the thing, yeah. If you've done your homework and you look at, I mean, when the Red Wall fell, which was under Boris Johnson, who was promising, we'll deliver Brexit, proper Brexit, and we'll do all this shit about immigrant. None, all fucking lies, all lies.
Well,
we'll do this. When they got that majority of seats, because the blue wall fell, all of those Labour MPs, if they couldn't toady themselves into a Labour Lords seat, then they sodded off and became chairman of different companies, which is basically, they do fuck all work for a lot of money, but it sounds good on paper for that particular business, because that's what they're all about. Because let's face it, you've got 650 traitors in Westminster, and most of them, all they do from one day to the next is polish green leather with their arses. So if you look at the next crop of Labour deviants that are coming through the ranks, a number of them, particularly in the multicultural areas, can't even speak English. So that's going to be great, isn't it? But a lot of them are the sort of nose ring, blue-haired, Rainbow Brigade, staunch communist types. And if they get, because like I say, there's still quite a few, even though they try to stamp it out, there's still quite a few of them in Labour. And if Labour got a massive majority at the next election, I'm reckoning on that at the very least half, but I reckon a lot more, are going to be the true Labour zealots, like the true communist Labour zealots. They don't give a fuck about the working man. None of Labour does. None of the Tories do. Nobody does. Nobody gives two shakes of a monkey's toss. But what you are going to get, you're going to get these extreme radical leftist bastards,
right?
And they'll cause what?
The other thing.
Sanson, there's something you're missing out here. See the fact that we didn't get a proper Brexit. That wasn't down to the MPs. Boris's first bill to go through Brexit, which passed because he had that supermajority in the House of Commons, got stopped in the Lords.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, so Boris actually did do what he said he was going to do and put forward the bill, and he got it through the House. Then it got stopped in the Lords. Now, our problem is the same Lords that stopped anything that was to the right will rubber stamp, which is all they're ever supposed to do anyway. The stuff from the left, and it's not going to be a like for like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
42.
what I want is, if Labour have got such a big majority, you're going to have that radical element, that overbearing radical element, and the more seats they have, the more they'll tear themselves apart, and that'll be wonderful.
Yeah, I agree, sentiment. And the other thing about this is, it's like when you've got the Conservatives in, they're going to virtue signal to the left.
Yes.
When you have a left wing party, they're going to try and, at least on the face of it, try and subdue their sort of far left lunatics, and to some degree virtue signal to the not right but the centre. So what we'll actually have is like a complete inverse of what we've got now. A Labour Party, which are absolutely scum, and the absolutely, and the far left commies are are out of control lunatics. But I think that they will be kept under wraps to some degree, and also like populist parties, populist points of view have always had more traction when there's been a left-wing government, and that's happened in a lot of countries. And a lot of people talking about that. I know you're a fan of AA as well.
Yes.
He's talking about that, how they're gonna, winding the woke and all that shit, and they're gonna have to. I mean, so first of all, the first thing that we have to do is destroy the Conservative Party completely destroy it.
Yes.
Then we can deal with what comes, and there will be a void with the other things will take the Conservative Party place. So anything too extreme will not be allowed to. We know that. We know that Wales and PA, but it won't be allowed to.
The gift, if you like, that's been given to Labour, especially to the sort of Blairites, Dame Keir Starmer, is, the latest figures, I think it was something like 750,000 people net, because they had to readjust it. So something like 750,000 people net entered the UK, I think, in 2022, because they had to readjust those figures because they were just completely and utterly false. And I think back then, I think it was something like 630,000. So they were out by 120,000. So, okay.
Yeah.
So Dame Keir Starmer, if Dame Keir Starmer can get net immigration levels down to 500,000 a year,
and he will, and he will, won't
ridiculous.
he?
Oh yeah, he will.
Yeah, and
but then he can claim that as being a success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone will buy it. And by the way, it's your fault that I cannot refer to Dame Keir Starmer as anything else but Dame Keir Starmer, and that's your fault, Sensor, mate. Fucking brilliant.
Well, he is, and also, to look at Conform UK, the Cook Party, sat on the cock end of Nick Lowell's. What Reform UK saying, we're going to get stoned on immigrant. What Reform or Conform UK's policy is we're going to let 500,000 people in a year. Now, they don't say it out in open or in real terms. They'll say they don't say we're going to allow 500,000 people enter the UK, because what they're saying is we're going to allow a one in, one out solution. Well, that doesn't solve any problems, because 500,000 people left the country. So basically what Richard Soyboy sucking the cock of Nick Lowell's teeth is saying is, yeah, we don't mind if John Smith and Jane Brown leave Britain, because by our policies we're going to allow Mohammed X and Ashraf Y in their place, and that's a success as far as Conform UK is concerned.
In what world is one in, one out as a decrease.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Plus, also, the ones who are leaving are the ones that we want to keep, but are leaving because they're fed up of the shit show that it is. And the ones that are coming in their place are the fuckers we don't want anyway.
Well, exactly. It is net immigration, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
We have hit an hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link in, and we're going to start rotating on one in, one out. So if anybody's been
well, let me duck out, mate, because I've had my say more than another. But it's been great speaking to everybody. Almac, mate, you're a legend as far as I'm concerned.
Well, so are you, mate. So are you,
Rory.
Brilliant.
Why don't you do audiobooks, mate? I could listen to your voice all day long.
Well, Sensen, that's very kind. It's also lovely to be on a live channel with you. I don't think we've ever done that before, have we?
We've encountered one another on 42 streams. I'm certain.
I think maybe we have. Yep.
I'm pretty sure you have.
And 42, mate. Thanks for tolerating my my rants. And if I don't speak to you beforehand, hopefully me, you, and DJ end of the month stream. How's about that?
Yep, sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
God bless, mate. I'll speak to everybody later.
I have a feeling DJ's going to be jumping in to replace you because he
put
a message.
Well, there's nobody better than DJ. Take care, everybody. God bless.
Ladies, mate.
Sansom, thank you very much for coming in. DJ, if you're ready, do you want to jump in? Arpa, if you want to jump in, because we need to have a little chat about our future plan for madness. That's the name for it. Fucking madness.
42. I could easily jump out if you have another two guys coming on.
Well,
no problem.
I will let you know if people arrive in.
Okay.
But what I was going to do normally after about an hour, I do a little musical interlude. So I'm going to get a song up, and since Max here, it would be.
Oh, bless you, brother.
It would be rude not to do something just as canny. So what have we got? We'll start with the first one.
Oh yeah.
Hello, this is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance. You are not alone, and we shall walk this journey together. What about you, chum? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Let us gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. From that grand house they tried to burn down, there's gold in the ashes if you look around. Let us gather together those that can perform, then from those scarred timbers build our own platform. Build our own platform. We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing world. Harmony, melody, and rhyme. We descended from minstrels in old days of yore. We will create a culture as we did once before, forced to stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. They have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. Stand by as our country was sold. Did you really think we'd leave that story untold? We will sing words of wisdom. We will sing sing harmony, melody, cry. Harmony, melody, and cry. So one brings a guitar and one brings a voice. Then they stand together and make their own choice. I have seen the future, the way forward is clear. Among us still stands a modern day Shakespeare. You cannot kill a dream. So we will gather together those that can perform, and from the scarred timbers build our own platform. You're talking the 42. What about you, chum? If one brings a guitar and one brings a voice, then they stand together and make their own choice. Sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people, harmony, melody, and rhyme. We will sing words of wisdom, we will sing for all time. We will sing for our people with the ancient trilogy of harmony, melody, rhyme. You cannot kill a dream. You cannot kill a dream. And we shall walk this journey together.
Brilliant stuff. Do you know what? If the weather's good in June, when I'm pop over to meet 42, I'm expecting you to be wearing a pair of Hawaiian shorts and those boots.
Anything's possible. As Amaji will tell you, every time we go anywhere, I bring many pair of shoes with me.
We definitely need those boots. Anglo-Saxon, oxbloods. I used to see people wearing them, and I think, where the fuck did they get them? Because they weren't available. I think it's on about DMs, oxbloods, DMs, yeah. And you couldn't buy them anywhere, but. Like the boys around town, they knew where to get them, you know.
You can't turn black oxblood if you put enough polish on them.
Right. DJ, hello, mate. I don't think we've met, but I've watched a lot of your streams, so it's lovely to meet you.
Well, how's it going, boys? Same to you. I mean, I kind of feel a bit bad on sense of it. You booted him off in place of me. That's like the equivalent of getting rid of a steak dinner for fucking beans on toast or something. Like, you know what I mean?
well, it'd be probably more like getting rid of a curry and getting
A haggis.
What's that? A haggis. That's what I was trying to say. Fucking, you know, I'm Scottish and I couldn't even remember the fucking word haggis.
Oh fuck, Harrington jackets. There's a blast from the past.
Don't even know what that is.
Yeah, we used to see the lads walking about in those. Yeah, very cool, very cool.
They were a very light black jacket with a tartan lining. But yeah, they were very popular with the skinhead crowd.
Oh, that'll be why then. I was going to say maybe it's just before my time, but
yeah, it would have been before your time. We're talking late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Whenever the Docks and Harden jackets were a thing.
That'll be why. But no. So how's it going, boys?
Oh, good. How's yourself?
So bad. Can't complain. Fucking very weird weekend for me this weekend. Like I've done nothing at all. Kind of stayed away from the internet as well. And I've fallen asleep on a Saturday night. Oh Jesus, I'm living the life. I feel like my granny. To be honest, in bed by like 9 o'clock.
Well, look, Sensum says that you're pure Angus steak. You know, age 28 days. You know, what can you say, man?
Take it as a compliment coming from Sensum, like, but still feel a bit bad for them. I Sensum, fuck off.
Well, he'd flip you in the pan 2 minutes either side, and away you go with a bit of mustard.
Oh, stop it. You know, you'll anger the vegans, mate. Come on, think of the climate.
Mate, I did a massive barbecue tonight, so I think I've angered all the vegans around where I live, mate. They smell it from miles away.
I'm assuming the weather's a bit better where you are then. It's been shite all weekend here.
Well, you see, here's the thing. The weather doesn't really affect Almac out the back because he's got this really big fuck off gas barbecue that he can get under a shelter and then a hot tub. Yep. And then a hot tub to jump into. So yeah,
42. Listen, we were in the hot tub last night about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and
honestly,
I'm totally not jealous at all.
No,
yeah, but
jealous myself. Like,
but you have your own one that. Oh, sorry, DJ. So you'll have your own one for a couple of days there in the morning.
Yes, we will. Whenever we go for our glamp, there's hot tubs involved, which is about
and barbecue
2 months away.
Yeah, look forward to it. I think Ali C may even. She's about to go to bed, I think, but she'll probably pop in and say hello.
Excellent.
Fucking hot tub,
Yeah.
How the other half live, man? Jesus, I don't even think I've ever been in a hot tub,
I'll tell you what. You don't know what you're missing, man.
I mean, I've been in a jacuzzi at the swimming pool. That's about it.
Well, that's the same thing.
Well,
the same thing, but my point is like that's as far as it's gone as for me. Never have.
You haven't had the pleasure of being able to sit in a nice, very warm, bubbly bath, drinking a cold beer in the mountains, watching the scenery in the sky. No.
Oh, sounds pretty damn good, to be honest.
Yeah, DJ. Even last week, the Woodlander, he confirmed that I was a posh cunt.
No. I will not have it. I will not have that.
And I can assure you, I have also never been in a hot tub.
To be honest, mate, I don't believe that.
That's posh privilege for you. Posh privilege.
I do not believe that.
And now we have it the other extreme. Only people of a certain age will recognize this. James Hayworth, who must have been the youngest
Sunday night
child. I was always last in the bath. Never hot. Oh fuck! No, that stage is not fucking clean either.
That was me too. Your youngest brother.
Yeah, throwing in this bath to washing everybody else's dirty water.
Yeah, gets your brown suds.
Yep.
Only child privilege. That's what I say. No,
Well,
because when you put it like that, fuck all us.
I'll tell you on a serious note about that. We have the current generation that are all about fucking white privilege and how privileged we are. And it
I'm not
seems to
laughing.
me that what the current last two generations have done is tried to give their kids everything that they didn't have. And our reward for doing that to the children is for them to totally forget and discount all of the struggle over all of the generations that it took to get them to the point where working class British people have hot running water inside their house and heating in more than one room and everything, and a car for transport and everything goes along with that. And they're like, yeah, because this was just handed to me, it was obviously just handed to every generation before me. And you know what, cunts? It wasn't handed to any of us, and we worked bloody hard to get you where you are. And what you are doing is throwing all that effort back in the faces of the people.
Yeah.
People have never had it any easier in that respect,
Oh.
you know. But like even the poorest people in society have got like there might be the bare minimum in terms of luxury and whatnot, but they've still got the essentials. Whereas the generations gone by, especially our grandparents here and whatnot, the
I'll
same
tell you,
could be said for them, you know. And that's obviously to your point now.
The West has done so well, it has created something that has never been seen before in any society anywhere in the world, which is
self-loathing cocksuckers.
Right, poor fat people. Up until 1980, you could be poor or you could be fat. You could not manage both.
That's a good point, actually.
That's me going on a strict diet before June, before you meet.
Tell me about it. I'm going on one too.
Now, 42. Some people in the chat earlier were asking me for a Rory story. And when you mentioned bathtubs,
right,
I can tell you that I've actually shared a bathtub with the actor Cary Elwes, well known for his role in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Was he in it at the same time as you, Rory?
Absolutely, yes. So,
okay. Right, we now need a context for this. Like, what size of the bath and why we use both of one of them?
I'm not sure. I want to know. No, I'm joking, Rory.
No, right, 42. No, I can explain. It was at school, and there were only a certain number of bathtubs, and the boys at the boarding school, and the boys only had a certain amount of time to actually have the bath, so they put us in the same ones, basically one end, one the other.
Okay, we'll let you off on that.
Rory, have you heard of the army camp in Germany, Vogelsang?
No.
Was originally built as a Hitler youth camp, got taken over by the army, and was the largest Spartan barracks built in Europe.
Was it in the British sector?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's in Western Germany.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
it was shared between the camp itself was shared between the British. There was Dutch there as well.
Yeah, it sort of rings a bell, 42, but yeah, I'm racking my brain and I can't come up with anything.
Okay. See whenever you went into the ablutions, right? Which is for all of you that are not aware, ablutions is a place where you go and wash and shit.
Ablutions.
Right. There was these sinks, right? I swear to fuck. with you had like the sink, and it was a trough. It was rectangular. It was long, and there was 20 sets of taps on it. So you have 20 guys walk up to where that sink is, turn on their water taps and fill their sinks, but there's no side walls. So it's dependent upon 20 people putting in a stopper and starting putting water in, and then that water mixes for everybody for like washing hands and face and stuff. It was absolutely fucking nuts.
Were you there? Was that when you're in the TA 42?
Yep.
Yeah.
We did a 2-week camp in Fogelsang, which was very nice because it was originally a Hitler Youth camp, and they had kept the buildings. So there was a lot of history to it. It overlooked a man-made lake and the shooting range. The was like slit trenches on one side of the lake and the targets were on the other. It was quite cool that way. But fuck me, those sinks where it's just this big long trough, no side walls. And the plan is everybody's going to put water in this and we're all going to use this mixed water. That was quite freaky.
Well, you know what? It was 42. I mean, when I was a young man playing rugby, it was perfectly normal to jump into a bath together.
Yes, it was.
After the match.
Yeah. Well, but generally speaking, those were large communal baths that were created for fucking 20 people.
Well, absolutely, yes, of course. Yeah.
Guys, hang on a minute. Toffee's saying, cover your willies, our boys, Roy wants a bath. And the old saying is public school, I believe.
Well, Toffee he'll say these ridiculous things about me from time to time, but I always forgive him.
I'll tell you what, Toffee sent some. Remind me to tell you about the time that I shared a jacuzzi with Colleen Nolan. So, at some point in the future, I'll tell you guys about that one. So you can take that one to the bank, Toffee.
Yes, the Colleen Nolan one. Always a favourite.
I don't even know if that's a joke or no.
No, it's true.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's real and what's no anymore.
Right.
Rory's broken fourth wall in that department.
Right. Al, turns out you're going to have to tell a story and convince DJ.
We need to change the topic now, I think.
All right. Oh, fuck.
No,
I've managed to pick up one wee thing there. Just on a side note, like before. Okay, one. What's this you're planning to do? Conspiracy streams.
Yes.
With Arpo.
Yes, Arpo 42 down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you and Arpo do not strike me as conspiratorially minded people, shall we say. That's no disrespect, so I'm just saying that's going to be somewhat interesting, Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
See all the DJ. Sorry, 42. Hang on a second. DJ, were you not there for the mud floods stream?
Oh, I don't. Well, the thought's not ringing a bell. Probably not.
No. If you were, you would know this is a great idea.
Okay. Do I need to go back and watch it? Is that what you're saying?
Actually, you talk amongst yourselves. I think I can find the synopsis of the mud flood video.
Okay.
Let's see.
Conspiracies,
Yes.
It used to be like a topic. What's a very, very weird, stupid way to generalize it, but it used to be something I used to be pretty obsessed with back in the day. Hence my my YouTube name, to be honest. But it's not really starting to do much now. But some of them are more interesting than others. But I find as well, though, like there's some people, especially on like Telegram and that, like every single story that's posted on the channels, there's people that are so far down the sort of, air quote, rabbit hole where like everything's fake, everything's a psyop, nothing's real. And it's like, fucking hell, man. Like, just calm down. And I think they do a disservice to genuine air quote unquote conspiracies, if you ask me. But I mean,
I think it's deliberate, DJ. I think it's what's happened is because it's so hard to determine what's real and what's not, and there has been so much fakery that you question everything. And should we? I don't know.
Questioning's
You
fine.
can't.
Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
you can't blame
But it's
people.
the people who are like, they're so militant that, oh, no, it's fake. Oh, it's just fake. Oh, it's fake. You know, and it's like, well, you don't know it's fake. Like, you can question it, yeah, but you have to provide evidence of something that's fake, or like a rationale behind why you believe it's fake. But in some instances, it's just, no, it's fake. Like the second it hits the news, or the second it's posted on our Telegram channel, no, it's fake. Oh, it's fake. Oh, they're lying. It's like, you don't know that. Like, can't just calm down, you know. Like there's so many different examples of that have gone on over the years. But I mean, like one that was really annoying was the Kate stuff. Kate Middleton. People were convinced that she'd been murdered by William, like because of fake photos. Like, so your takeaway from like fake photos, which they were blatantly doing, which has obviously come to light that they were doing, but your takeaway from that is she's been murdered by William. It's like, how do you get that?
Yeah. No, exactly. But the point is, if you post fake photos, the world will go mad in speculation, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
And that is the whole point. If she hadn't, if they hadn't posted these fake, Photoshop pictures to try and dispel the reason that she hasn't been seen for months, no one would have started talking shit about it. Is it deliberate? That are they just trying to get everyone fucked up over it? It's almost like it was inevitable that all these conspiracy theories. I mean, I didn't really pay much attention to that one. I didn't really care. Don't care either way. Wow, I'm sorry, it doesn't bother me. But it's no surprise that the crazy stuff that came out about it. And I'm thinking, is this what is? Are they want to confuse just the general public so much they just won't believe anything anymore? And we're nearly there, DJ man. Honestly,
we are
mad.
No, we are, and I mean that can only be a good thing in some respects. If people like that's been going on for quite a while now. We're all there's a sort of commonly accepted across the vast majority of society that nobody believes politicians, right? So we're on a winner there, right? Most people have thought anyway knows they're full of shit. Same for the media.
It's definitely the opposite, isn't it? Yeah.
Same for the media. Most people know that they're full of shit and lie and whatnot. That can only be a good thing in the current climate. But it's just, I think some people have jumped off the deep end, so to speak. It's just when they start coming up with totally wacky theories, and it does a disservice to people who quite rightly call into question certain narratives and whatnot. But when you've got people that are on the fringes who come away with just insane theories, it does nothing to help further any causes in that respect, because everybody can be tarred with the brush of the most extreme, if that makes sense. So instead of everybody going, yeah, that's a bit weird that, and then in the example of Kate, it's a bit weird that the photos look a bit weird, mate. Yeah. But it's like, no, but she's been murdered by William. It's like, you shut the fuck up. You don't know that. Like, where are you getting that from? Like, Jesus. And then, and if they wanted to, they could have done with that to completely besmirch everybody calling into question what was going on there. People are right to question things, and more power to them. But I just think sometimes keep your nutty theories to yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry for you, one mate. You find it?
Right. No, we'll keep talking. I think I've just found it, but I'm going to need to download it again.
I don't know. I don't even remember seeing that stream. Was that what it was called? Mud Flood stream?
No. And it's also gone from it's gone from YouTube. it had to go.
Oh yeah, that couldn't stay on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
Our power was absolutely on form at night, so he couldn't stay on YouTube.
Oh, expletives.
Oh,
Oh no, worse than that.
Oh fuck. Oh, it's been a few streams I've had to get rid of for not disgust over you.
Well, that's it. Things, but Rory, what do you think about conspiracy theories? Have you got any? Yeah, have you got any favourite ones, or any ones that you think that definitely cannot be true? You got any favourites?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, Almac, I'm afraid. I do believe that the Earth is
going to. All right.
round.
Do you know what? Sorry, Roy. I don't think that is a conspiracy theory. I cannot.
What, the Earth is
anybody.
Flat?
Yeah, I can't believe that anybody really thinks that. You know, I don't. I think it's just a.
That's another example.
So I'm just going to start off with that one.
Right. Well, right.
And we can always talk about the mud floods later, I suppose.
Right. Well, look, I've found the video, the synopsis of it. It should be up on the screen now. Here we go.
Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und
Hold on. Get this back a little bit. But happened last week. Here we go.
Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow. Und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg, Marsdorf, Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
Es bleiben im Raum Keitel, Jodel, Krebs und Butter. Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer sind Sie? Dass wir sagen, Sie haben Befehl zu widersetzen! Oh, Mann, ist das einfach gekommen. Das Militär hat mich belogen! Jeder hat mich belogen, sogar die SS! Die gesamte Generalität ist nichts weiter als ein Haufen niederträchtiger, treuloser Feiglinge!
Mein Führer, ich kann nicht zulassen, dass die Soldaten, die für Sie verbringen...
Nicht als Feiglinge! Verreiter, Versager!
Mein Führer, was Sie da sagen, ist ungeheuerlich.
Die Generalität ist das Geschmolz des deutschen Volkes! Sie ist ohne Ehre! Sie nennen sich Generale, weil Sie Jahre auf Militärakademien zugebracht haben, nur um zu lernen, wie man Messer und Gabel hält! Jahrelang hat das Militär meine Aktionen nur behindert. Es hat mich jeden nur als Widerstand in den Weg gelegt. Ich hätte gut daran getan, und darin alle höheren Offiziere liquidieren zu lassen, wie Stalin. Ich verliere von der Akademie. Und doch habe ich allein auf mich gestellt. Ganz Europa erobert. Verräter! Von allem Anfang an bin ich so verraten und betrogen worden. Es wurde ein ungeheurer Verrat geübt am deutschen Volke. Aber alle diese Verräter werden bezahlen. Mit ihrem eigenen Blut werden sie bezahlen. Sie werden das saufen in ihrem eigenen Blut.
Bitte gerne. Beruhig dich doch.
Sounds
Yep.
like I missed quite a doozy, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of what happened. If you go on to my Bitchute channel and find the call-in show, you'll get the whole original. It's all there. But
I'll
that's
have to do
basically what
that.
happened.
Well, that's brilliant.
42. Who on earth came up with that one?
Well, here's the thing.
Sorry, guys. Can I just interfere just for a second? Just jump in. Someone's just off the bed, wants to say hello and good night.
Hello,
All
Mr.
right.
42.
Ali C, what about you?
It's Ali C.
Ali
It's Ali C.
I can't hear us.
Oh, right.
Hello.
Right.
Right, Ali C.
Hello, Mr. 42.
Hello, how are you?
I'm grand. I'm very tired and I'm just off to bed. So I'm just going to say hello and good night.
Goodbye. Well, thank you very much for dropping in.
Well, I didn't have to come far. I was just in the other room.
Yeah. Well, this is true, but it's still an effort.
It was an effort. I shit you not.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess it also doesn't involve any wine.
Absolutely not. I've had a cup of tea. I've had a cup of tea
and a couple of bottles
and a
of Prosecco.
cocoa and a cup of cocoa. I don't drink. How very dare you?
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
I'm off to bed, mate. So have a
Okay,
lovely
enjoy.
night. Don't keep him up too long, because I've got
No,
plans.
I'll not. I will not.
You told me.
Right, go on.
It's all good. Thank you. Roy.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, who on earth came up with that video?
That
Or
was
that clip.
all I did was put a pretty accurate translation of the conversation against a clip that's been used.
Oh, so you did it. You did
Yeah,
it.
I did
Okay,
that.
well, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I didn't realize that.
But it was
that clip is as you say, it's just been used so many times, and it is always funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that was a practice one for me putting captions to it for the Eat the Bugs video.
Oh right, okay.
Right, yeah. But yeah, that was a pretty accurate synopsis of the conversation me and RP have. And there are more conversations like that coming on similar subjects, but we're not going to start talking about dog shit.
I mean, it can't be that easy to do. You've got to get all the timing right, and who says what and when.
It's quite the flaff.
The flaff.
Yeah.
Well, like that. Like I don't. As I say, I haven't seen that stream, but that was another example of what I was talking about when you were trying to find that video. Where I said that like there's genuine things to question and whatnot.
Yeah.
People like jump off the deep end, and there's a prime example of that. Flat Earth and whatnot, right? So NASA lies. We know NASA lie.
Yes.
And if you don't think NASA lie, then I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you, right? I mean, come on. There's endless amounts of examples of NASA Billy bullshitting, right?
Yeah.
Is the moon landing real or they not? Who do you know? Right? Like there's a lot of things NASA Billy bullshit about. That doesn't mean that because NASA lie, the Earth is fucking flat and we live under a glass dome, right? But that's what people do. Like NASA lie, therefore the Earth is flat. All right, that annoys me. You don't know the Earth is flat. The same way you probably there's arguments to be made that you don't really know and all this stuff, but you can't say because NASA lie that's your proof. Fucking show me the ice wall, show me the glass firmament dome, and then come back to me.
Show me the proof the world's round.
It's not for me to prove.
Right, yeah. Well, we'll see. This is what it is. I think that I totally disagree with this thing whereby a couple of 100 years ago somebody just said the Earth was round and we all went along with it.
I'm pretty indifferent on the subject of the flat Earth, to be honest, because one, I don't give a shit, and two, I can't prove it.
Yeah,
right? It doesn't change fuck all in my life whether we live on a flat plane or on a spinning ball. But my point is, though, you can't say that the Earth is flat because NASA said so, because
Nobody
NASA
said-
lies.
Yeah, but
That is what
nobody
people do.
Oh,
That is what people
yeah,
do.
but
They
it's
say
not what I-
because NASA lie.
but
That
it's
is what
not
they
what I
say.
do.
Yeah, but at the
It's-
same time, though, you could also make the argument as well, mate, that several hundred years ago, people did not have any of the technology that they have today, right? This is obviously me playing devil's advocate here.
Oh,
you know,
round about 60 years ago, we had technology that we do not have now. Apparently,
right?
Right. We supposedly went to the moon in 1969.
I don't believe that either. But
Right. Yeah. Well, we currently don't have a rocket capable of taking humans to the moon, so we have lost that technology. And NASA's explanation as to why we lost that technology is we were short of tapes and we taped over the telemetry data.
right, but my point is, like, the point
Yep.
still stands. That, like,
Yeah.
right, do you think the Earth's flat? Oh,
No, but I do think it can be a bit interesting to talk shit about.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just. Is that what you believe? It's flat?
No, but I don't believe in a flat Earth, but I am a global skeptic.
All right. Okay.
I'm not.
That could be argued. You're no different to me in terms of fence sitting on the subject.
Right,
To be
yeah,
fair, you've just you've worded it a bit better. Like, come on now.
See, here's the thing.
But 42. I mean, come on. I mean, you can go back 400 years, and people sailing the oceans. There was a horizon. I mean, how do you explain a horizon?
It's really easy. It's really easy. The closer you get to every time you move closer to the horizon fucks off.
Well, of course it does.
Yeah.
Because that proves the Earth is round.
It doesn't.
No, if the Earth is flat, you could see forever.
No, well,
there wouldn't be a horizon.
There would.
Well, there is.
Unless you've got these strange type of eyes that no other fucker has that can see for infinity, then there will be a horizon. Oh, here's the other thing.
Sansom just brought up a good point.
See a tree.
2 pi r. Look in the chat.
Right. See a tree that's a mile away. It's actually still a big tree. It's just far away and looks small. But you know what you've proved is
noticeable curvature between you and a mile, though, is there? The Earth's huge.
Right. What you're also trying to prove is that as boats go further away from you, they fucking shrink because they look smaller.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
I think a boat 3 miles away and a boat right beside me doesn't change shape or size.
No, it's the same with people, but those people still exist. And when they come back, they're still the same height as you.
Yes, this is it. The distance you are from somebody changes your visual interpretation.
Guys, stop biting. 42 doesn't believe any of it. Ugly shit. Oh, suckers. Absolute suckers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's simply, why anybody who talks about the flat Earth thing, why would the Earth be the only heavenly body in the universe that's not a sphere? Because gravity determines
so you reckon
everything has been pulled in.
You reckon the moon looks round? You reckon the moon's spherical because it looks round?
No, come on.
Right. Is it round like a soccer ball or round like a dinner plate?
What was the second choice?
Round like a sphere or round like a dinner plate.
Well, from our perspective, it's obviously like a dinner plate.
Right,
because we see it in a 2-dimensional, it's so far away, we've seen a 2-dimensional. The 42, stop this now. Everyone knows you're winding.
I'm now going to put a rug on. I'm now going to put a rug on this one because we hear this. People are complaining. People are arguing about that. What about Helen Keller and that language she apparently invented?
What was that?
Right, Helen Keller.
No.
The story is Helen Keller is deaf, dumb, blind, can't hear, can't see, can't speak. Invented sign language. Amazingly, all of her letters turned out to be in English, without ever having heard a letter or a word in English. And the context were all the same, and the words are all the same as the existing English language that she had never fucking heard. I would have expected on law of averages, maybe one Greek word to sneak in there somewhere, a bit of German, whatever. But no, everything she invented turned out to be in English. And on that basis, I'm thinking Helen Keller invented nothing, and the minders that worked around her invented the whole fucking thing and passed it off as being the genius invention by this deaf, dumb, and blind person, because it wouldn't have got looked at otherwise.
Well, the answer to that one, 42, is very simple.
Well,
that happened because God, because God is an Englishman, and therefore she did it in English.
Well, there you go. I'll give you that. We were watching something the other day, and I said to Ali C, I said, is sign language, why is the sign language the same for any language? There's no, like German, you think there might be a variation of it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but we were talking about it, and I was saying, why is it does seem that all sign language is in English.
I've never even noticed that before, man.
Yeah, but well, the question is, Helen Keller, that has no vocabulary, never heard a word, never heard a letter. Whole existence is probably fucking people handing her things that she can eat, and they either turn out to be nice or not nice. And even if they're handing her food that they actually like and is nice food, but she doesn't like, she's no way even saying, "Here, fuck, I don't want that shit." But she invented a whole fucking language, which turned out to be exactly the same as the one that we were already using. Fuck off.
It's a bit suspect.
Yeah. Why did none of her letters turn out to be Greek? And instead of having the word pie, just have the fucking Greek letter pie? No, because it was fucking invented.
Yeah, just Egyptian hieroglyphics, or Chinese symbols.
Well, at least, do you know what? See, whenever they were using hieroglyphics, the other people of those time could understand those hieroglyphics. Helen Keller couldn't even understand her own bastard language. She couldn't see it. She couldn't hear it. She couldn't feel it.
She's a genius.
It made no difference whatsoever in her life. What gang sign she threw up?
There are no words.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have any anyway.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think that if you take Helen Keller, Joey Deacon of Blue Peter, who famously was the Blue Peter spastic that got wheeled in and had his mate with him that could make out what he was saying from his vocabulary of right. I think that your man that done that was bullshitting, and I also think you can take us through. The first iteration was Helen Keller with her fucking sign language. The second one's Joey Deacon with his minder that can make out what he's saying. And there's no way of getting feedback from him because anything that Joey's going to say back to you after that, it's going to be interpreted through the other one. And then you have Stephen Hawkins, who had a wheelchair that was fucking obviously being run by Google.
Well, you can't argue with any of that, really, can you? I don't remember that guy. Who was this guy on Blue Peter?
Joey Deacon.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Joey Deacon is the reason why spastic's not allowed to be used as a term.
Joey wants a biscuit.
Yeah, right. So what happened was spastic was a medical term used to describe people with that level of disability and that type of disability.
Right? Yeah, it was a technical term.
Right, yes. So Blue Peter wheels in Joey Deacon, the Blue Peter spastic, in order to normalize interacting with spastics or disabled people and this, that, and the other.
I tell you what, I think I missed the best part of Blue Peter.
Right.
It was all round nose. It was all round nose scissors and sticky back plastic when I watched it.
Right,
I didn't realise it got this good.
Right.
I need to get this guy on YouTube.
The will join in on a Wednesday afternoon, and this grifting bastard that he had around him pretended that he'd have a conversation with him, and they were asking him all about it. And on Thursday morning in school, the Great British school children, somewhere a child fell over, and the whole class went, "Spastic, spastic, Joey, Joey." And that happened right across the country. And within a week, spastic was a word you weren't allowed to use anymore.
And we used to have the Spastic Society growing up. There was a charity shop in every town, you know?
Yep. And then they had to change the name of it because...
it was a technical medical term.
Yeah, exactly. Quickly, just going back to sign language. Do you remember when that sign language, Obama turned up at Nelson Mandela's funeral, and it was the guy who was doing the sign language.
Oh yeah, Roy.
Had no idea what he was doing.
He was making it up, wasn't he? He just jumped up on the stage and he carried on doing it. He got away with it for ages, didn't he? That was fucking hilarious.
Absolutely. It wasn't so much, and all the cameras on him, and they didn't realise what he was saying. But yeah, it was total nonsense in front of, as I say, Obama.
Yeah. A worldwide audience watching this guy just freaking around, picking it up, flying his arms around. That was hilarious. I've forgotten all about that. That was just a genius move from that guy.
Yeah,
what a
Linda,
top troller.
Right. Linda's saying, for God's sake, she was taught touch signs by an English speaker. Have you never read her autobiography? Here's the thing. See, whenever they get her to touch the sign and say, this sign means yes, right? She can't hear you saying this sign means yes, so she's just touched a couple of fucking bumps and has no context for it whatsoever. She was one of two things. Either she never invented the language, it's all bullshit, or the bitch could hear. Because those two things can't be. When the hunter had to pull over. I'm sorry.
If it's anyone out there in the chat that wants to jump in, I will jump out. I'm happy to stay on for a little while, but if anyone wants to come in, mate, I'll make space.
Well, here's the thing. We're coming up on 2 hours, and generally speaking, New Year, New 42, we're on a 2.5 hour max. So this is going to be shutting down in the next half hour. I'll stick the link in. If anybody wants to come in for a quick chat, we'll relieve Al. And that the next person in will be the last person. Hang on. Never heard Helen Keller called a bitch before. Fucking, this is why you come here. This is the stuff you simply don't get in any other stream.
Well, I don't think I've heard of her before, but I don't have a very good opinion of her now. Fucking bitch.
Yeah, bitch. Fucking. Well, here's the other thing. We've now got to a stage where hoes and bitches is just normal language.
Oh, yeah, Toffee, yeah. If Vix Logic, if you're listening, if you're...
Yeah, we want you on again.
Please, come on, please.
No. Oh, fuck.
Vix Logic, we need you back on, please. Please.
Channel announcement to Fix Logic. If you come on again, I promise I shall be nice.
Yeah, and no one's going to call you a fucking slag or anything like that.
No, nobody's going to call you a slag. There is a strong possibility they might end up calling you a fucking idiot, because you do seem to be a bit of a fucking idiot. But if you come on, I will be nice and not go directly into attack helicopter mode.
Yeah, you know what? I think that she was generally probably had a few too many drinks, and she's not crazy or anything like that at all, right? And
oh no, she's batshit crazy.
We know that.
Right.
But you know, she was misunderstood, right? Probably been misunderstood all her life, and she didn't, you know, have a very good account of herself last time, and I think she deserves to pop in and tell us, you know, what she really thinks. She did struggle last week. Yeah, exactly, Anglo. I mean, please, Vix, what was the name? Vix Sinex, Vix Logic. Please come in if you're listening. Please.
Oh, Emma G actually put a comment on the last stream, and it's very rare Emma puts any comments on, but she did say that Toffee was actually nice to her and trying to give her time to speak.
He did. He was trying to calm you down a bit. And Toffee, lovely guy. It's got a typical Scouser, top bloke, right up to the point that he called her a silly slag.
he was doing so well.
Pissing myself, man. I was pissing myself.
Fix Xanax.
It's the same bird as well, though. I will say that the week before that, I booted. Remember when you were doing the end of the month stream or whatever? Was it that? It was. I booted.
Yeah, she was a fucking lunatic. She was a lunatic in that chat.
She was making some very wild accusations in the chat that night, so I banned her for 24 hours. You know, fast forward a week and then she's in the chat. Well, in the stream even, but you know, I bit my tongue for quite a while until the very end myself. Like, but if she comes on, I'm fucking going there.
No, man, no. I need to speak to this lady. But am I right in thinking that I'd seen her name around a couple of times for a few weeks? Is that right?
2 weeks. She was in the chat not last week, but the week before. Then she was in last week, and then she came. She came on after, told everybody we were wrapping up. So this is about her time for fucking striking. Fix, there you go, Fix. If you're looking, jump on in because we'd like a conversation, and I will be nice, honest.
I'll be super nice. I will not call you a silly slag or anything like that. Not straight away, anyway. Just
well, you know, you have to have a few lunatics following you, otherwise it's not a proper stream. Otherwise, is it?
Rory, there's about 30 of them right now
in the chat.
Actually, I've been following Ricardo Law and his current court case, and he's saying that he's being sued by his idiot. And Ricardo Law said in his stream that whenever your channel gets to a certain stage, the American Disability Association allocate you an idiot to come and be in your chat, and you have to look after them. And I was wondering, had I reached that threshold, and that's why Fix turned up, but probably not. If you want to see some really funny shit, look up the court case between Monty Graff and Ricardo Law. That is funny as fuck. There you go.
He's good, isn't he? Ricardo Law.
Yeah,
So see in the chat for Vix. You just never know. Well, you might as well put a C in the chat for Toffee anyway, because there's going to be C bombs flying around anyway.
Yes.
That's how you know Toffee's half Scottish, with all the C bombs.
Exactly.
Just a fucking just a turn of phrase up here, to be fair. And it's funny the amount of people that I've spoken to, like in my day-to-day life and that, who said the same thing, that like when they've gone to England to like meet family or to like on holiday, whatever, and the English people are horrified with the use of cunt all the time, because it's obviously such an offensive word down in England, but up here it's a term of endearment and whatnot.
Exactly. I think Sophie's the only Scouser I know who's not Irish.
That's a very fair point.
Yeah, there's a lot of them about up there, but he is an Everton boy, so you know it's a Liverpool thing. Right, Spanish chicken's in. I can dip out if you want there. 42.
It's up to
Rory, DJ. Been lovely to be on here. It's been a crack.
Oh no, yeah, lovely to talk to you too. Absolutely. Have a good rest of the weekend, sir.
Yeah, nice one.
Nice to meet you, bud.
Yeah, nice one.
Al, as always, absolutely lovely to have you on. Thank you very much. Me and Toffee are on the same thing here. Fuck off for calling us Irish. We fucking hate that. It's not. Fuck.
It's even worse if you're a Scouser, isn't it?
Yeah,
all right, guys. I'll be listening to the rest of the stream, and I'm pretty much out of drink and out of making any sense right now, anyway. So
away you and
cheers, Pat. Cheers, Mr. Duck. Nice one, guys.
Yes, get you off the bed with Ali C. And thank you very much thank you very much for coming on. Absolute pleasure as always. I will actually. I've been meaning to do a voice recording for you for a potential song, but it keeps on getting put off. But we'll get there.
Right. Yeah, go for it, mate. I don't want to bore you with any also. My PC computer has blown up, and that's something I've got to sort out. But please send it over. I do have this. I do have Studio B, which I'm in now. That which I can still work on. But I have got started working on a backing track for your next piece. So yeah, go for it.
Right. Okay. I need to fucking remember which one it was too, but we'll get there. Yes, I'll get some. I'll get something over to you very shortly.
All right, guys. See you later. Later, everyone in the chat there. Thanks for that.
All right. All the best, John. Mr. Spanish Chicken, what about you, sir?
How you doing, guys? I thought I'd bring a bit of West Country accent in to dilute the fucking northern stuff. Apart from Rora's posh stuff, which is all over.
And a very nice accent it is too.
Not how I would have expected you to sound, to be fair. Holy shit.
I'm a carrot cruncher from down south.
How's life around your neck of the woods, Spanish Chicken?
Life's not too bad. Apart from the lefty bastards, which were, Bristol's a university town, so it's fucked, as you know that. Yeah. All university towns are fucked, or they will be shortly.
Yeah, which actually used to be a fuck. Being a university town not that long ago was a good thing.
Yeah, but now they all got to pay. We got some fucking wankers down here. We have. I'm not even sure what the fucking courses are, but yeah. It's a strange thing when a university becomes in a town, it all goes to shit. Weird.
Well, so go the way of the students. As goes the way of the students, so goes the way of the country.
Yeah, but they ain't our people. They ain't the locals, are they?
No, not no more. Although, we had a very good tradition whereby people from England would go up to Edinburgh or Glasgow to university. People from Northern Ireland go over to England. People from Wales go to England. People from England go to Wales. We had a really good thing whereby young people would go to get educated in a part of the country where they didn't generally live. It gave the 4 years there, they got some fortitude and a bit of backbone and understanding what it's like to live in your own and with a bit of a backup network and whatnot, and then off they went out in the world. But now that's not happening. If any of our people are in university, they're universally local themselves, are living at home, and are the dorms of our universities are filled with people that don't belong here.
Even in Scotland, like our government, they love to brag about this, that in Scotland, at present, if you're Scottish, or and obviously that's a loose term nowadays, because it's obviously we're not talking about natives, but just anybody born here. But regardless, just for the sake of argument, if you're Scottish and you want to go to university to study full time, and I think this is applicable to college as well, from memory, you don't have to pay tuition fees, right? But it's not just a case of trying to apply for uni or college. Yeah, you have to go through some sort of process. But if you are Scottish, here quote unquote, then you don't have to pay. But the caveat to that is there's a cap. There's a cap on the amount of Scottish people that they allow in, and obviously the rest are foreigners, because that's what universities are now. It's just a bunch of like left-wing bobags from like all over the world coming to the country to study at our universities. So our all get shafted yet again.
Well, the other thing that they did was they set on a limit of what could be charged for a British person at a British university, and as they've same as they do in America. But if you're a foreign student, they can charge you whatever the fuck they want. So obviously, there's more places for the people that give them the more money.
Aye.
There was a study. There was a study done saying that most people that went to university in different places generally stayed at those places.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, even I would have said that
the breakdown of the family unit.
Yeah, I would have probably have said something similar to what you've said there about that study, without even making reference to a study, purely on the basis of like when all these foreigners come over here to study at universities and whatnot. There's a lot of programs that are in place for after they finish. Like work programs where they then, I don't know the specific names for these programs, but a lot of them, they come here, study at university, but then the process start, or the wheels are in motion for sort of citizenship and whatnot as they get a job here and whatnot. So it's not great. It's just another method of entry at this point in time. But on the flip side, the less Scots or the less Brits go to uni in this day and age can't be a bad thing, And I've seen that, John. To that, I haven't looked into it at all. I've seen a few posts on Telegram, and immediately my skepticism hackles went up. Don't know what's going on there, but it sounds that's right in Israel's barrel. If Iran have gone and done that, that's exactly what Israel would want. So, don't know, I'll shut up.
See, to be totally honest with you, I've got like a 48-hour embargo on talking about anything comes out of the Middle East to try to sift through the bullshit, because on all 5 sides it's coming from there, they're all firing out 5 different types of bullshit and trying to sift what's actually going on over there. And I have no clue. The only thing I can say with any authority is I think if the rest of the world, and by the rest of the world I mean everyone that's not Israel or Palestine, could keep the fuck out of that and let them figure it out themselves, things would maybe go a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
I'm against anybody interfering in any of that bullshit. I want it to be just the Palestinians, just the Israelis, used to figure out how you're going to live on this fucking bit of land, or how you're not, or whatever the fuck you're going to do it, and leave everybody else the fuck alone.
Yeah, but that's not going to work, is it? Because the Australians, the fucking Americans, the English, have all sent fucking battleships over there.
Right, okay, right. and the United Nations have put, I don't know how many hundred fucking sanctions on Israel over the years, and every other country in the world is on the side of Palestine. So I don't know. Maybe we keep everybody the fuck away from it.
I mean, killing people is not really the fucking thing to do, is it?
No, it's not.
You can't just fucking bomb all the hospitals in Gaza and say Hamas, Hamas, Hamas,
Well,
Hamas, Hamas.
Oh, right.
All these
I'll tell you what you can't do. You
No,
cannot.
exactly.
You cannot spend a lot of time blowing people up and expect nothing to ever come from it.
Well, especially women and children.
Yeah.
And the innocent, you know?
Right, yes, but here's the thing. Nobody's talking about the fact that the Palestinians do that. Here, this is where the problem is. You just ignore what Palestine's done. You ignore the fact that they keep on launching missiles and have done for God knows how long. And yeah, you know what? See if everybody could just leave Israel and Palestine to it. If all the rest of the Arab world could keep the fuck out of it, and if there wasn't 4 or 5 Arab countries sitting with a veto on any potential peace deal, maybe we could get somewhere. Just maybe.
Well, you know what, 42, in my opinion, it all started to go wrong during the First World War, when the Germans sent the Zeppelins over London and bombed the civilians in London. And then obviously that was followed up big time in the Second World War. Plus, obviously, our armed forces bombing Dresden, Hanover, and every German city, basically destroying it. And I think that's where war turned into, well, it was called total war, wasn't it? And that's where it got really bad. Well, and we don't seem to have learned a lesson from that, looking at Gaza, because all sides are doing the same thing.
Well,
they should make it a UFC thing where, obviously, forget the women and children, but all the blokes in fucking Gaza that want to fight, and all the people in Israel want to fight, should meet on the fucking border and have a massive fucking scrap. And the winner fucking wins.
Yep.
Well, that's similar.
Yeah, I agree with Toppy's comment there. Toppy's on the money there, like.
I don't like it. I don't like either of them either.
No, but he does have a point about one having far too much influence.
Actually, I tell you what, Palestine has got more control of Western governments.
No, it does not. It does not. You cannot. One of them is like government influence, and the other is protesters on the street, mate. Come on,
no.
Hold
on.
Yep.
Right. Let me finish. Do our governments follow United Nations resolutions? Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
Don't think they do.
Yep. Our governments are controlled by the United Nations.
In theory.
Oh, no, in practice also.
Yeah. In total theory.
What's that got to do with what's just been said, though?
Right, I'll tell you what it's got to do because
no. Let me tell you what you're going to say. You're going to say because the UN say that Israel are bad.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No, I don't give a fuck about them saying they're bad. What I'm saying is the United Nations have put all sorts of resolutions in place against Israel. They have never put one against Hamas or the Palestine Liberation Army or whoever the fuck came before them or the fucking, well, they probably did do something about the Nazis sort of a way that we're still not going about all those Arab countries post World War II, but that's by the by. The problem is, what I'm trying to express is that this is not a zero-sum game, that there's people that's all good, that there's people all bad, or there's people that's got all support and people have got no support. That's not true. There's a fucking mixture around all of it.
Yeah, but it still doesn't change the fact that they've got influence on our governments.
Well,
Like all the wars that we've
yes,
we've been dragged into over the years. That's not for the betterment of Arabs, is it?
Right, hold on. And you think that none of the Arab states have any influence whatsoever on what our governments are doing?
But you're the one that's denying that. You're
No.
the one that's denying the point that
Well,
there's influence on our governments.
I'm
You're
not
denying
denying that. I'm
You
saying
are
that
denying that.
there's as much influence from Arabs as there is from Jews. And the influence from Arabs is codified, whereas the influence from Jews is not.
All right, 42. I would say that, yeah, there is some influence on
some?
Arabs. Some, yes.
Fuck off.
On
There's
our
a hell of a
government.
lot.
But all right, no, but let me finish.
Tell me what body that sets
because there's a voting 42. There's a voting group there. We have millions of them in this country. Palestinians and Muslims.
Yes,
and that is a big decision for any political party because they need to get that vote, otherwise they don't get elected. So there is that influence, but it's from the bottom up, whereas the Israeli influence is from the top down.
No, the Arab influence is from the top down via the United Nations, via those other NGOs.
But by who? By who?
Fuck it.
By the United Nations.
Oh my God.
Just have a look at resolutions placed on Israel and resolutions placed on Hamas or Palestine Liberation Army. You'll find that 100% of the resolutions were placed on Israel. 0% of them were put on Hamas. Now, what I'm saying is, surely to God, somebody must think this throwing bombs into a country is bad, and we should do something about both sides. But no, they don't. They have never done anything about the Palestinians.
Can we just separate Jewish influence from Israel for a second here on a side note? I feel that that's a pretty dishonest way of arguing that.
No,
like,
it's actually
it is dishonest because we've had our governments and whatnot, influence was held over governments before the creation of Israel, hence why Israel was fucking created in the first place. You know, I just thought that should be put into the mix there.
What?
How did Israel get created? Wait, do you think control over our government? Wait, do you think control over our government started when Israel was created?
No.
Before that.
They fought against us. Israel fought against us to create their state.
Oh, I know that.
Remember that hotel?
Yes.
Are we talking about the Balfour Declaration?
Balfour Declaration was World War I, was it not?
Yeah.
Balfour Declaration came after World War One.
Oh.
Then we had the creation of Israel post World War II. Then we had after the Balfour Declaration, there was a map set out. I think the Russians were involved with that, of a shared of the land being divided, and the Arabs said no, we're not doing that. And then we had the creation of Israel. Then we had another 3 or 4, a big one at Camp David, where there was lines drawn on the map for this bit's going to be Israel, this bit's going to be Palestine, and the reaction to that from the Arab world was no recognition of Israel, no negotiations with Israel, no acceptance of an Israeli state. I don't know. I think that in that whole shit pile, there's a lot of crap going on that all needs sorted out, and the best thing we do is everybody, and I mean every other country in the world, leave it the fuck alone and let them two figure it out.
That's not a bad statement.
Well, I agree with you totally on that one, 42. Yeah, let them sort it out for themselves.
Yeah, just and whatever it is, it is.
Yep. Why not?
But the reason why that can't happen is because you've got the rest of the Arab world that won't allow that to be a natural conflict.
And the question
they will
of
get
oil,
fucking crushed. They will get fucking crushed.
Who would?
and the question of
Who would?
oil, of course.
Right.
You know?
Hold on. Who will get crushed?
The Israelis, the Jews, whatever you want to call them.
What? Whenever it's only the Palestinians, I think not. Whenever it's whenever it's just the people in Gaza and just the people in the West Bank, I don't think Israel is getting crushed down yet.
They're like the left hand foot of the fucking Americans. They go around the world kicking.
Hold on. Right. What I'm saying is no Arab states, no Iran, no Iraq, no United Arab Emirates, no Qatar, none of those people involved. Just the people that are in Palestine and the people that are in Israel. You think Israel's losing that? Because they're not. Because
they're funded by the USA.
Hold on.
They got fuck all.
Right,
they got fuck all without the USA.
Hold on. What did Palestine have without the Arab world?
Well, they got fuck all now, have they?
Oh, actually, how much in aid goes from the Western world to Palestine? $1 million a day?
Do you think it actually gets there? Have you seen the fucking place?
Oh, yes, I have. And it's been kept that way. Do you know what? See if you're in a country 50 fucking years and can't build yourself a power station. That's on you. If you decide that power stations, that water purification, that none of that's in your interest, you're not going to do that, and you're going to demand other people provide you with.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but we have all that shit about. We've had it for 40, 50 years in fucking give water to fucking Africa.
Right? Yes.
They still can't fucking get water, can they?
Well, we'll stop trying to give them it.
Well, I don't give.
Right. Yes. No, but I mean, the NGOs. Here's a really good one. See all the NGOs from Britain that want to fucking do something about water in Africa, that want to feed migrants, that want to do all that stuff. Fine, go ahead and do that. But for every penny you spend in a foreign country, you spend a penny in this country to help people that are currently homeless. And we'll see where the NGOs go, because they will pack up and fuck off before they help a British person.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right. Yes. But here's the thing. But you can't pretend that whether or not that aid has made Palestine into a fucking brilliant place or not, you can't deny the fact that it's been getting it. And you also can't deny the fact that if it wasn't for all the support that comes from the outside world in the Palestine, there would not be a conflict there.
I think
in the same way that had you stopped the monetary aid going to the Irish Republican Army from America in 1970, you would not have had a conflict for 40 fucking years.
I think a bit misconstrued with all this aid stuff.
Why?
Because aid doesn't get to where it should fucking go.
Yeah, because it's taken by the paramilitary people that run the area.
Exactly. Israel is a rich country.
No, Hamas. Israel do not control inside Gaza, chum.
I never said it did. I was going to say, Israel is a rich country, a very small country, invented with all the money that went to it. Palestine is not a rich country. It's on the outside. I know what you're saying about Ireland and all that.
No.
But the money never goes to the fucking places it meant to be. It's like because
the money goes to the paramilitary organization in Gaza that refuses to hold an election.
Well, I thought Hamas was one.
Well,
they were voted in.
Oh, when was their last election?
4 or 5 years ago, don't know.
Yeah, about 12 years ago.
But Hamas was voted in, yeah?
Wait, hold on. Not really. They were sort of voted in, and then they declared themselves the government. and they have refused to hold another election.
It doesn't. It doesn't make any.
They have an election of officers that they do in house every couple of years, but they don't have an election. So
it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. Israel was a capped, a surrounded country, okay, but they keep expanding. They keep robbing fucking property from other people.
Well, here's the thing: the other side can't agree where the line on the map should be either.
There shouldn't be a fucking line on the map.
There should be.
Yeah, and let's give them the Golan Heights. Syria is another country that should never have been fucking attacked.
And you're on about elections. What about Netanyahu? Am I not correct in saying that he's not having an election until all this shite's all done?
I honestly don't know.
Pretty sure that's what's happening. Like, because it was calls back in February. I'm reading it right now. There's calls back in February for him to have an early election, and he's postponed it until after this is done. But when is this going to be done?
I don't know. But see
when there's nothing left whatsoever. But like, my point is, you've got a problem with them not holding an election, but you've got nothing to say about it in the same time. Why are you defending Israel so hard here? This is quite embarrassing.
Right? No, I'm not.
You are.
Right. Hold on, Toffee. See in a year's time, if Israel is a year over where they're supposed to be for having their election, then I'll say that they refuse to hold an election. The same way as I will say that Ukraine is currently refusing to hold an election. But Hamas's last election was quite a while ago.
I think Israel's a distraction from Ukraine.
Well, it could be that the West has found out that their military equipment doesn't work the way they thought it would against Russian, and they were looking for a way out. I honestly don't know why it all flared up at the minute in the Middle East. I really don't care.
It's funny how it changes the news, isn't it? It's all Ukraine. Now we're all fucking Israel.
Yeah, that's because Ukraine's getting big.
What do you mean getting big? It was big.
Yeah, well, it was. Well, this is the other thing. That the Ukraine war should have been finished 2 years ago.
It's not a war. It's a special military operation.
Right. Okay.
So I believe the man who is fucking conducting it.
Right. Okay. Yes. Right. But it should that conflict should have been over 2 years ago. Whenever Ukraine ran out of equipment and ammunition.
Who's funding the backups?
The West.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, America, Britain, France, Germany, whatever.
Canada, fucking Australia.
Right. Yes, we have handed Ukraine all of our military equipment pretty much. We're out of tanks. We're out of we're out of ammunition. We're even having problems with small arms ammunition. We have totally fucked our country's defense up even more than it was.
Yeah, but we don't really need a defense. Who the fucking hell's the big bully? Fucking America.
Us?
Exactly.
Really?
You're fearing yourselves. If you run out of ammunition, who's going to attack us? No one. We're the cunts.
Well, if our government keeps going the way it is, we're going to be in a war with Russia.
But why? They don't want it.
Because no, the Russians don't.
All this bollocks about them coming over to Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, it's all cobblers. They gave it all fucking back. They gave it all back. Ukraine was the buffer between fucking NATO and Russia.
Yes.
And who done all the bullshit in 2012, 2013, 2014? The fucking Americans. We've seen the fucking tapes. We've heard the fucking statements.
Yes. Oh, what? It wasn't just the Americans. It was the collective West. The French, the Germans, the British were the British.
Yeah. I'm not just blaming the fucking Yanks. And it's not the Yanks. It's the fucking government. It's not the fucking people, is it?
Oh, here's another one. Anglo's just said Americans are very keen on saying Judeo-Christian values. Judeo-Christian values are not a fucking thing. Judaism and Christianity are two totally different religions with two totally different sets of values. And confusing Christianity with Judaism is, I believe, a mistake.
But even that's religion's bollocks. If you can rock along together with each other, who gives a fuck? No one cares. I don't care if you're a fucking Jew, you're a Christian. If you're a nice person, you're a nice fucking person. We can all rock along. It's the governments that fuck everything up.
Well,
tell me I'm wrong.
Well, we'll put it this way: if the government was designing smartphones, that they would actually want one.
Yeah, yeah. With respect, Spanish Chicken, I believe religion is important. I think it's the basis of our morals and what is good against evil. I think it's important that we have that as the fundaments of our English society.
Yeah, as an English person, okay. Just say you're an atheist then.
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that you don't have to believe in God, but I think if you do, I think you learn something that is good and good for one's country.
Well, the thing about it is,
if you're a nice fucking person, you are a nice person. You're not a cunt.
Yeah,
simple.
Right, but Great
Britain,
Britain,
where Spanish Chicken, where do you get those values from? Where does your family get those from that you were brought up with?
Would you like to live? Yeah, but it's how can it be? Would you like to live next to a complete cunt? No, you wouldn't.
No, obviously not.
And I do appreciate your very, very good command of the English language, where my West Country command is fucking rubbish.
Well, no, I love your West Country accent.
It's just the things that go on your mind. I wouldn't rob you. I wouldn't do a harm to you, and if I can help you, I'll help you.
Well,
That's
so this is
how people are.
Yeah, but this is my point, Spanish Chicken. So you wouldn't do that because underneath you lie Christian values. Well, you don't from anybody else.
No. There needs to be no religious connotations to be a nice person.
Well, so where does it come from? Where does it come from then?
Nobody's saying there has to be a religious connotation to somebody being nice. But what I will say is, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland currently has a state religion, which is Christianity. And therefore, we should, as a people, as a government, as a country, be prioritizing the Christian religion. We should be allowing other people to practice other religions, but not where it disrupts anything of the running of the country.
True enough. But
Europeans' values are based, or white Europeans' values are based on moral values, most of which are descended from Christianity. If you look at the African subculture, they don't even have words in their language to talk about what we talk about in terms of moral values, and even sometimes in terms of the future. And that's one reason why Africa has never been able to build itself up, because they don't believe in the future. They don't believe in moral values. They steal. Why do you think they loot? Because they don't believe in property. They don't believe in personal assets.
Right, but how much of that is due to the fact that they live in a very, very temperate climate where stuff grows all year and they could just go take it, whereas in Western countries with harsh climates, being fed for throughout the year takes a level of planning and preparation.
A lot.
Right,
a lot
yes.
has to do with that.
So that has a lot to do with
that's
our culture and how we interact. And the other thing is we have a lot that comes from the Greek states and the Roman states that predate Christianity.
Exactly 42. That's why the Africans, they don't have to work so hard, and they don't want to work so hard, and they never work so hard, and they're late for work. They don't think the same way we do. Because
sorry, Rory. Dare I mention IQ?
Well, exactly.
It's involved in what you're talking about.
Oh, it totally is, because if you have a society with an average IQ of 105 and a different country with an average IQ of 65, those two countries are going to be quite different.
Can I ask you guys a question? Where are all the castles, the buildings, the fine fucking masonry in Africa?
Oh, there is no.
Not fucking there. I'll tell you why.
We better be a little bit careful, 42, on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. I'll shut my mouth then.
No, this is fine. We're 2.5 hours in. You'll get away with this shit at this stage.
No, but it is. Where's all the fucking industry in there? Where is all the fucking mechanical geniuses? Where's the architecture? There's fuck all there.
Oh, here's an absolute cracker that only came on me this last fucking week or so. But there was somebody said to me about, but the British had an empire and went around the world and lived in other people's countries and stuff. It's the same as immigration. I'm thinking, at no stage during the British Empire did anybody rock up in a different country asking for their benefits.
Of course they wouldn't.
No, they arrive with things like fucking the ability to create running water and train tracks and fucking buildings and
the wheel. 42, don't forget the wheel.
Oh right, yeah, because in the likes of Australia, where we moved to much later after our civilization, we didn't find any copper or Bronze Age. Went straight from Stone Age to advanced Iron Age, because they hadn't went through that process and they just had the stuff handed to them.
I did argue in chat. It was in chat in obviously type conversation about us going to Australia, and you cannot take it away from the Aborigines. They were fucking svelte people. They knew the land. Obviously, they had fuck all, but they had boomerangs. They could kill. They could live. They could walk for fucking weeks on end and survive. But they didn't build fuck all. They didn't engineer fuck all.
No, then. Oh, I'll tell you who else didn't build fuck all. The Celts in Ireland. Try finding Celtic buildings in Ireland. You aren't fucking there.
But they survived. So we got.
Oh no! Well, it's almost as if they were only there for a very small space, point in time, and made no difference to the thing apart from the bullshit we've got now.
Yeah, and I was going to say about the Indigenous and Americans, same thing. They may have been trying.
Oh, the Celts are not indigenous to Ireland.
But the American Indians were indigenous.
Yeah, the American Indians are.
Yeah, traveled around. They followed the buffalo and all that box.
Yeah, and they
had
fought other tribes.
They had the tenacity to survive.
Yeah,
and live, but they never made a gun, never wove a blanket, never rode horses with saddles and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so I'm kind of on two sides here. They were there, and it's their fucking lands, and we can. Dutch, Germans, English, fucking everybody rode over them roughshod.
Okay, the history of Europe. You have people with stone weapons that get overtaken by people with bronze weapons. You have people with bronze weapons that get taken over with iron weapons. You have people with iron weapons that get taken over by people with steel weapons. You have people with steel weapons that get taken over with people with flintlock rifles. You have people with flintlock rifles that get taken over by people with repeater rifles. And so forth. It goes.
Yeah. Right. So count that. Did we?
Right. The Aborigines in Australia, the American natives they became vulnerable because they did not advance in the same way as Europeans. And now apparently that's the Europeans' fault for advancing.
So, did we have any evolutionary bubble in certain places then?
Yeah, and the places where we evolved quickest were typically places along the coast or on large rivers where they had access to
Stealing people from other countries.
Right. No, actually interact with people from other countries and trade. Like Dublin is the city of Dublin originated as a Viking trading post, as did Cork, as did I can't remember what the names of the other ones were, but all those cities, they were all Viking cities. Ireland didn't get cities until the Vikings arrived. Which is why we've got no Celtic archaeology in the country. We've got pre-Celtic archaeology. We've got post-Celtic archaeology with nothing that was built actually by the Celts. There's a shop in Dublin where they were doing work underneath it, and they've opened up underneath it with glass things because they found a Viking whale that had been built fucking way back about 1,000 years AD.
Chat's funny. Shagging Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Well, there must have been something that made us fucking better than everybody else. Because if imagine everyone's on a ball, because in my head it's fucking mental. But some people on a coastal plain went out and traded and obviously learned things from other people, and that's how it all went about. Surely. Because the inner continents of these countries, even England must have been thick as fuck in the middle. But we went out on the coastal sides and made boats and shit like that, and went out and just went around and got everybody else's intelligence.
Yes, well, this is what happens whenever you interact with other people. You pick up some of their skills, they pick up some of your skills, and you'll find that the cultures that went out on the sea and traded about and moved about and found new things did better than the ones that didn't.
I still think it's down to IQ, though, personally.
Well,
you only got to look at the people in the fucking world that were still fucking here.
Yeah,
and the coats are important over now. Fucking thick as fuck.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that in the Western world, IQ's going down. They've given people questionnaires, like many exams, starting university in their first year, and whenever they're finishing in their fourth year, and it turns out that they knew more before they started university than they did after. Which is funny, but it's also quite frightening.
It is. Life skills are life skills. But when you're going to spend 4 years listening to some load of bullshit about some bloke, teaching you what you didn't fucking want to know anyway. Oh, but you could have spent 4 years learning real fucking life skills, couldn't you?
No, but this is even in the STEM subjects that are supposed to be fucking. We have changed education with indoctrination, and it's not even good indoctrination.
42, just to jump in quickly, you're talking about the Celts didn't build Ireland.
No.
I mean, how would you explain, some of the stone circles in?
Oh, I can explain.
County Cork, County Down, Donegal.
Right, it was not the Celts. They were built before the Celts arrived.
So how old are these things? Because this is of interest to me.
The oldest inhabited dwellings that were excavated found in Ireland date to 7,000 years BC.
Who
The like,
dated? Who dated those?
good question, very well presented.
Oh, yeah.
But if you look up Mount Sandal, in County Londonderry, that's where it is. They reckon that's about 7,000 years before Christ. The likes of Stonehenge in England, which is a stone circle, is about 2,500 BC, similar to the Giant's Ring and the little stone circle we have close to me that features in harmony, melody, and rhyme, which is about that date as well.
Well, I understood they were like maybe 2,000 to 700 BC. Some of them.
Yes, and they range from sort of 3,000 BC to like 1,000 BC. I think that's roughly.
And the one in the Isle of Lewis as well.
Yeah, and the one in the Isle of Lewis. Now the Celts did not arrive until 250 BC.
See,
so right, you had these people called Ulster Scots, Picts, Cornithii, Scotti, whatever you want to call them, that live between Ireland and Scotland. And they're the people that built those stone circles on the island. The Celts arrived around 250 BC, and by around about 900 AD, the Vikings were finishing off, kicking the fuck out of the Celts, and they were dwindling out. But we have a residual problem with fucked up history and everything being distorted.
I was just about to say, history's. I really don't fucking believe the stories I was told in school. I'm an old cunt now, and the more I look at stuff, the less I believe. Dating is bollocks.
Well,
I'm not talking about fucking going out with a girl. I'm talking about fucking when someone says, "Oh, this is 1,800 years old," and how do you know that? I learned that shit. Yeah, well, you learned shit you were taught by some other cunt who thought he knew what he was talking about.
There's some things that are hard to date, and there's some things that are less so hard, and also the closer to modern times it is, the easier it is, and you might not get things in the exact date, but you can get them in the chronological order.
It's funny, isn't it? I'm an old bastard now, and I can remember what my dad taught me. And what my dad told me was what he's seen in his real life, right. And he only knows what his dad told him, because they were both alive at the same time. So you can only look back at history and be honest for about 2, maybe 3 generations. Anything before that is bullshit, because you can't prove it.
Well, I'm not saying that you can prove out absolutely everything exactly, but you can get the general gist.
Yeah, a man's word is a man's word. So if my dad was born in 1933.
Yeah, but if you go and look at the list of kings of England, right, you will end up with roughly the right kings and roughly the right times and roughly the right order. And whenever you start to look at events that happened in the nobility's lives, because, well, fuck me, they document what happens to them, and don't document working class people.
His story, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, the etymology of history, it's not about being his story. It's the words formed differently, but we'll have feminists that say that because why is it not her story? Fuck off. But the I'm not saying you're going to get it exact, but you can get a rough idea. And then you look at the events that happened during different monarchs' lifetimes, and then you can start to fit bits and pieces together and figure it out. But it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, an example of that, 42, is the Magna Carta from 1215. I mean, there are two, I think, original copies of that still exist. And you know, that's a good basis for our history and even our lawmaking and the society in which we now live.
But that's been dissolved now, Roy, surely.
Well, yes, my point is that those documents still exist. And,
yes,
and yes, government. I agree with you. Yes, governments have changed it.
Yeah, but what it does show is that we as a people went through actual proper physical battles and fought to have reform of our country.
Yeah, back then, 800 years ago or whatever. More than that, sorry, 15, nearly 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years.
Well, not quite. my maths in my head is not doing too well tonight. Never mind.
Well, anyway, we're now at we're now 1:20, and we'll be going 2 hours 50. I'm wanting to get this wound up.
You got somewhere to go, have you?
Yeah, it's called my chill out time. Whenever I get the wind down before I go to bed.
No, it's called Emma G.
No, well, actually, Emma G's in a roomie house tonight.
Oh well, okay, never mind.
Unfortunately, Emma G's in a roomie house. But yeah, so have anything that you two gentlemen would like to get off your chest before I start putting up the outro?
No, I'm fine. I just want to fucking have a little rant.
Oh,
great chat, fellas.
And quite the rant it was. I actually really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Spanish Chicken, for coming on. And I hope you come back again another time.
Of course I will. Cheers, 42. You're a great man. And you, Rory. Posh
and you, Spanish Chicken. Yeah, absolutely. 42, no, nothing more to add. But just to say, yeah, thanks so much for having me on. Lovely stream. Great to talk to Spanish Chicken and obviously Sensum and Al Mac as well. No, good fun. Thank you.
Yeah, and Rory, as always, pleasure to have you on. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. And hopefully you'll be back. I know you will be. I don't even need to say it. You will be back on again. Now I'm going to pull up the outro, and I think I shall go with eating the bugs. If this comes up.
It's 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. And you will eat the bugs. Eat the bugs.
Oh shit, man. Eat the bugs? You got me wrong. You got me so wrong. You ever seen a cave drawing of somebody with a spear hunting a mosquito? Well, me either. We eat meat and we have choices. You cook the hedgehog right, it tastes like chicken. Fucking chicken. I ain't eating your bugs. I ain't eating your bugs. I started off with nothing and I'm never going back. I'm not getting on your progressive track. With Agenda 2030, I refuse to engage. I can see where it is going and it's just another cage. I've got hedgehog, I've got rabbit, I've got wild hog. Fuck it, I could even move to Alaska and get me a nice caribou. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. They're trying to take away what I fought so hard to get, so I'm going to say no to your cattle contract. Eat the bugs, live in some communal pod, world with no fucking privacy. Own nothing and be happy. I've seen the people with nothing and they don't look happy. Eat the bugs, live in some communal pod with no fucking privacy. Own nothing and be happy. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. I'm not eating your bugs. Fuck it. Fuck it. Oh shit, man, you got me wrong. You got me so fucking wrong. There are millions of us in the UK, billions worldwide, unvaccinated, striding out into our third winter of death with not a care in the world. Eating pig, eating cow, eating chicken, and we will not conform. Fuck it, I'm not eating your bugs. Hey, Klaus Schwab, this is 42, and I want the word with you. Motherfucker!
This is the fourth industrial revolution. We have a window of opportunity for the great reset. Technology is a critical weapon. History is truly at a turning point. We can shape a better world, and we will reglobalize to make it a better place. So we'll all learn, and so we'll be happy, and so we'll eat the bugs.
I haven't got me talking. Why is United Nations in charge of Stonehenge? Keeping me away from the stones? That's not world heritage, that's British heritage. You're getting to the point where the people just want to be left alone and going to get involved. Tell me again, why is United Nations running Stonehenge? Fuck it. Stonehenge, New Games, a fucking Pennine Mountain Range, now owned by UNESCO, so you and I can never go. Fuck your 15-minute cities and your Internet of Things. We are going back to nature, see what that life brings. We had a good look at the planning we did, so we hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid. Fuck it. We'll hook up with the Woodlander and take our shit off grid.
This is 42 speaking. Welcome to the Resistance.
Fuck it. Okay, everybody, the guests have been the guests. I've been 42. You lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Thank you. Good night. God bless. I'm out of here. See you all next week.